The following is a sports presentation of Q100.
Orleans girls basketball's on the air. WFLQ Q100 presents exciting coverage of Orleans Lady Bulldog basketball. Tonight's game between the Orleans Lady Bulldogs and the Bloomfield Lady Cardinals being brought to you by Busick Insurance in Orleans for home, farm, health, auto, life, and business. Call 865-2626. Hall Brothers Transportation in Orleans, meeting the shipping needs of the area for more than 3 decades. Super Clean Car Wash, Maple Street, Orleans. Pipe Dreams Incorporated in Bedford. Call 279-9594. Sullivan Financial, Raymond James and Associates Investments, Highway 60 and 9th Street in Mitchell. And by Orange County REMC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, 865-2229. And now Lady Bulldog basketball. Let's go courtside with Q100's Mike Hamilton and color by Kevin Terrell.
From the gymnasium, the doghouse at the high school in Orleans, Indiana, this is the return of Orleans girls basketball. For tonight, the Lady Bulldogs look to keep their record intact as they look to improve to go 4-0 on the year as they take on the 2-1 Bloomfield Lady Cardinals. Hello again, everyone. Mike Hamilton being joined by Kevin Terrell. And what a start it has been for Jared Gilbert's squad. They have triumphed in their first 3 outings. It started with a double-digit come-from-behind victory last Friday night at Crothersville, as they followed that up with a victory over the Shoals Lady Jugrocks on Tuesday night, and then their most recent contest just less than 24 hours ago, a 21-point victory over Northeast DuBois. But tonight will probably be their stiffest test as they take on a 2-1 Bloomfield team that is led by 1,000-plus point scorer Malia Toon. Ron Knepp has done an outstanding job in his 4 years with the Lady Cardinals. And for Orleans to go 4-0 tonight, Kevin, they'll have to come out and play well.
It is a step up in class, no question, as the Cardinals come calling to the doghouse tonight. Bloomfield, a tradition-rich program. They made the state final the first 2 years of the IHSAA. Had girls basketball back in the mid-'70s, and they've won the sectional all 3 years of Ron Knepp's tenure, 15 of them total in their long and storied history of basketball. But none of that history means anything tonight. For Orleans, they're focused on one thing, and that's getting to 4-0 for one of the very first times in school history, maybe the first time in a long time in the very least. And if they can do that tonight, if they continue to pound the ball to their best player, Sheridan Robbins. This is a matchup of really 2 Southern Indiana really strong teams, I think. Orleans may be surprising some people. Bloomfield, tradition-rich, everybody knows they'll be really good as well. Their best player, Malia Toon, is one of the best in the area. Our Sheridan Robbins, one of the best in the area as well. It could be a shootout among 2 of Southern Indiana's small high school basketball's best tonight.
Looking forward to it, Orleans and Bloomfield. This series just began last year, and it was a 14-point Lady Cardinal victory at Guy Glover Gymnasium. Orleans hoping to open or even up the series here tonight. Orleans and Bloomfield about 12 minutes away from tip-off. First, though, when we come back, we'll be joined by Jared Gilbert on the Orleans Girls Basketball Report. He'll be with us in a moment. This is Orleans Girls Basketball.
When it comes to buying insurance, you want a company that will take the guesswork out of finding the proper coverage at premiums that are affordable. At the Busick Insurance Agency in Orleans, your auto owner's agent, they'll work with you to determine the right amount of coverage. To get the best protection for home, health, auto, life, and business, call Patton or Brett Busick or Josh Crocker or Richard Grace at the Busick Insurance Agency, your auto owner's agent on East Jefferson Street in Orleans at 865-2626. Busick Insurance, a proud supporter of Orleans Bulldog sports.
This is the Orleans Girls Basketball Report with head coach Jared Gilbert as the Lady Bulldogs play host to the Bloomfield Lady Cardinals. Well, Coach, as we come together for the first time here in 2018-19, good start for the kids here as you're out to a 3-0 start, and that includes a very impressive 21-point victory over Northeast DuBois last night.
Yeah, you know, we've gotten off to a good start here, and we just want to build off of that and continue playing good basketball. And it's one of those things where against a Du Bois team that's a scrappy team, well coached, and they do what they do really well. And they made it a struggle for us early on, but to our girls' credit, we kept battling, and I thought maybe towards the end of the game, the second half we wore them down a little bit and got some easy buckets and started to increase the lead a little bit. So, our girls didn't panic when we got down there early on and did some nice things to get back and get the lead and then kind of stretch it out from there.
Before we talk more about how the girls have played to this point, since this is our first pregame, we talked a little bit Wednesday night in Sports Chat, but in terms of the personnel, obviously you lost an outstanding player in Jenna Whalen, but a good nucleus back, and I'm sure expectations a lot higher going into this year than say what they were a year ago.
Yeah, we got most everybody back besides Jenna, and we'll definitely miss her outside shooting and just the leadership. But we feel like we got two seniors that have been great leaders for us, and they've played a lot of varsity basketball this sort of being their fourth year of playing. And so our expectations are high after having a year under our belt and getting that experience last year. A lot of younger girls. We're not as young as we were last year, but we're still pretty young. But we feel like that year was something we really needed, and we grew throughout the year, and hopefully this year those things will pay off for us.
Kind of had a little of everything thus far. You opened the season at Crothersville, had to come from a double-digit deficit to win that, kind of a blowout against Shoals, and then obviously not knowing what to expect with a young Du Bois team, really taking care of business in your first home game of the year.
Yeah, it is. It was a great way to start the year with Crothersville, a really senior-laden team that had a lot of people back, that was going down another place, a tough place to play, and getting down big in the second half and battling back to win that one was huge for our confidence more than anything. And then you go into Shoals, and who had played some teams close, points in the game, and so we were ready to play and jumped out to a nice start there. And then Du Bois is a team that year in and year out are always difficult to beat. And I know they lost a lot last year, but it was still a big win for us on our home floor. And to start off 3-0 was a great way to start the year, and we just got to build off that and keep gaining some confidence. And I think the more wins that we get here, the more confident our girls are going to be.
Coach, are you still trying to do the same things out on the floor that have defined your previous team?
Yeah, we'd like to probably play a little more man-to-man this year and get up and pressure at times, press on occasion, and we definitely want to get out in transition. We feel like that's a strength of ours, that we can push the ball up the floor and run the floor with hopefully most teams that will play, and we can take advantage of that. And so I think going into the night, that's a big key for us that we were able to do. But I think it starts on the defensive end, and we got to be able to get down and guard people without fouling. And we struggled a little bit with that last night, so we need to do a better job tonight in that regard.
Talk a little bit about the numbers as well, and I know it's always a challenge for a coach to really develop the bench and the rotation that he wants to, especially early in the year.
Well, we're probably not as deep as far as playing as many. Brooklyn Knight's right now out with an injury. Someone we was counting on probably to come off the bench and give us a little longer bench. But, right now we got Lily Pridemore coming off the bench, and along with Jenna Hall and Lily Saliba, all, kind of splitting. They're playing mostly JV, but have some quarters for our varsity to help us out on occasion. But for the most part, we got Peyton basically coming off the bench as our sixth man, but she's like a starter for us. We're rotating six right now pretty heavily as far as minutes go, and, getting some other girls here and there and when we need them.
Coach, do you feel that with this Bloomfield team coming in, this could be your first really major test of the year?
This is one of the, as far as two players on a team, they probably have a 1-2 punch as well as about anybody will see. I mean, they got two girls that can light it up. They're just so tough to play against their matchup zone. It's just one of those you don't see a lot, and it's just hard to score against. And so we'll definitely have our work cut out for us. I think we understand we got to create some turnovers, and we got to get out in transition and take advantage of that when we get the opportunities to try not to have to play against their zone, which they're really good at. So it'll definitely be a test. They're big, they're strong, they're experienced, and it'll definitely be a huge test on our home floor, but one that we hope we're ready for and up for, and we're excited about playing.
and going back-to-back, it's certainly going to test the kids' stamina here in the early going.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of looked at this as like a sectional week. We don't have too many back-to-backs, and to win a sectional, you're going to have to play a back-to-back down in closer to February there, and so we looked at it as, all right, we got to take care of business on Tuesday night to play Thursday night, and now we took care of business Thursday for the final on Friday. So we just kind of looked at it like that, and we got to get there by then to be able to compete for a sectional. So this is great practice for us, and hopefully the girls are excited about going out and playing.
There's a final thought, Coach. Anything else you haven't already touched on that'll be important for the kids to do?
Just battle hard. Just play as hard as we can play and compete against a really good team. That's the main thing. And if we do that, we feel like we'll be in the game and have an opportunity to win. And we like our chances if we can do those things.
All right, Coach, thanks as always for the talk. Go out and get them. Let's keep having fun doing this.
All right, sounds good to me. Thank you.
And this has been the Orleans Girls Basketball Report with head coach Jared Gilbert as the Lady Bulldogs take on Bloomfield. We'll have more of our pregame in a moment. This is Orleans Girls Basketball.
Hall Brothers Transportation in Orleans, a name that has stood for dependability for many years, is proud to continue their support of the Orleans Bulldogs and to the many events and activities of the school and the community as well. They realize the importance athletics have on our young people in building character and to adults in experiencing the thrill of high school sports. Hall Brothers Transportation has been serving the shipping needs of much of the Midwest, providing the link to keep businesses strong and our area's economy growing.
Hall Brothers Transportation, Highway 37 in Orleans, serving the area since 1979.
Joined now by the head coach of the Bloomfield Lady Cardinals, Ron Neff. Coach, thanks for taking time to talk to us here this evening. We were talking a little bit earlier, and you're off to a 2-1 start, but still pretty excited about what maybe this group has to offer this season.
Yeah, it's been exciting this summer and coming into this year. A little different group. They're able to put up numbers on the offensive end a little better than what groups in the past have been able to do. So that's a little more enjoyable basketball to watch. We're still a defensive first team, but this group can beat you offensively too.
Well, indeed, speaking of offense, you have a young lady that has not really had too many problems over her career putting points on the board, and that is Malia Toon, maybe a surprise player as well that has stepped up, but just talk a little bit about some of your personnel.
Okay. Yeah, Malia got to the 1,000-point plateau as a junior, which is excellent for a basketball player to be able to do that. She's a tremendous inside-out player, can shoot from deep as well as take you inside. She's very strong physically. And then Kylie Shelton's come along as kind of a running mate for her, kind of a duo on the scoring. If you leave one or you double team one, the other one's going to hurt you. And she's really came out of her shell this year as a sophomore. And we look for big things from her with her length and her ability to shoot the ball. Probably one of the best pure shooters that I've coached. And we've got a nice nucleus of kids that have played for 3 years now with Kayla Pennick and Nicole Kilzer and Katie Small coming off the bench. It's a nice addition to the team, and we've done some things this year that you see spurts of it to where this team can really put up numbers quickly. And we just want to get more consistent as the year goes on.
You mentioned the consistency. Anything else through these first 3 games that you've been pleased with?
Yeah, I mean, we still revert back to some of our bad habits at times. We get a little stagnant, is what I would call it, and we start watching other people play instead of playing the game and recognizing what's open and helping the team. And those are things we've been going over in film and watching and coming out in practice and trying to make improvements on. So I'm eager to see if we've made adjustments and we made the right adjustments. I'm eager to see how that does this weekend.
And that is Ron Neff, the head coach of the Bloomfield Lady Cardinals, as I had a chance to talk to him prior to the contest this evening. We're ready to take a look at the starting lineups. Orleans and Bloomfield getting set to hit it on the hardwood on this Friday night, the final Friday before the boys' season kicks off. next week. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. Here to do it, we turn it over to our very own Kevin Terrell.
Long line of Sheltons who have been outstanding players. Hannah Wall starts 5'6", a junior, alongside Kayla Pinnock, 6 foot and a senior. You hear anything? Head coach Ron Neff is every season.
Orange County REMC is now offering you affordable protection for your home. Home security systems are available for members and non-members and will provide protection from fire, carbon monoxide, and theft. These systems are continuously monitored, so you'll have a peace of mind whether you're at home, work, or on vacation. You might even qualify for a discount on your homeowner's premium. Packages starting at $199 with monitoring starting at $24.95. For more information on these home services, call Orange County REMC at 812-865-2229.
Back quickly as the technical difficulties are now over. Elrod, Powell, Moon, Robbins, and Gherkin, the starting lineup for Orleans. Bloomfield got the tip, couldn't score it, and it's out of bounds to the Orleans Bulldogs. 8 seconds in, and here to bring you the rest of the play-by-play as we get underway here in the doghouse, our very own Mike Hamilton.
All right, Kevin Terrell, thank you very much, and hello again, everyone. Orleans in white. They're moving left to right here in this first half of play, looking into a Bloomfield man-to-man. As Sheridan Robbins clears it away now to Audrey Elrod, deep on the right wing, top of the key now to Sydney Moon. Bloomfield did win the tap. They had a quick three by Kylie Shelton that she bricked, and Orleans was able to come down with the rebound. So still looking for our first points. We're also in the first minute of this contest.
Orleans being very patient here. The Cardinals are actually in a matchup zone, 2-3, but they're matching up out of it a little bit, trying to put pressure on the ball. Orleans has to be patient, work the ball, get a good shot.
Driving down the lane is Sheridan Robbins. Nice little move with a crossover step and banking it off the window from about 6 feet in front of the glass. And Orleans is on the board first.
One-legged jumper by Sheridan, and she did it left-handed. Very nicely done.
Oh, a solid post-up move. Malia Toon backing her way in down on the left block, and she turns and kisses one off the window and in. So each team with a basket. We're tied now at 2. Here's Sheridan Robbins popping a three. It's off the back iron, over the backboard, and out of bounds, and it'll belong to the Lady Cardinals.
Orleans going with full court pressure against this bigger and slower Bloomfield ball club. Didn't work the first time. We'll see how it does as the game progresses.
Here's Toon, a little crossover move against Gherkin. Weak side pass off to Kayla Pinnock for the easy layup, and that's why Malia Toon is such an outstanding player. She sees the court well, found Pinnock wide open for the layup, and now Orleans throws it away as Audrey Elrod was trying to go down to the block to Haley Powell, and Haley cut the other way, and the pass sails out of bounds.
We look confused a little bit against this zone. Their only good possession of the first three was in Sheridan. Finally just got impatient, drove past someone with a great individual move, and made a tough left-handed bank shot. We need to get in our zone offense, be patient with it, and work the ball, get the ball to the high post where they're very vulnerable.
Pinnock has it out beyond the three-point arc, ball above the head, clears it away now to Hannah Walls, who'll run the point for this Bloomfield squad.
Flex action here for the Cardinals, and they're going to get a moving screen called inside. They try to get that initial flex action. Hannah Walls with the moving screen. Her first, team first, and it's the first turnover of the game on the Cardinals.
Shannon Bunter making the call there. He's out on the floor with Randy Fry and John Van Wagner. Early 2-point Bloomfield lead. Posting up is Powell. Takes it right to the goal. Scoops it up and in. She didn't hesitate a bit there as she caught it on the high post and took it strong to the rack. And we are tied again now at 4.
That's where the Cardinals are weak against that zone. High post action. Get it there all night. You can hurt them.
Pinnock missed the baseline 5-footer, got her own rebound, took one dribble, and stepped around Haley Powell and laid it up and in.
Did not block out the shooter. The ball ricocheted back to Pinnock, and she finished it the second time.
6-4 Bloomfield. Here is Jackie Gherkin, open for three, a little bit too hard. Here comes Bloomfield on the outlet. Nice feed, kills her to a breaking Malia Toon, who takes it in, and just like that, it is now an 8-4 Bloomfield advantage. Robbins back the other way, got tied up. She tried to force her way into the lane, into a double team, and they'll call the held ball. It'll belong to Orleans as the arrow pointing their way. Gherkin will trigger it in, baseline left of the hoop. Still looking. Throws it deep in the front court to move.
There you go.
To Powell in low, intended for Elrod, and Toon was able to get a piece of that, knock it away, and Bloomfield out of there with it. Left side pass comes off now to Walls. Along the baseline, brings it out to the wing, clears it away to Pinnock. Now sends it over on the right side where Kilzer has it. Orleans. Looks like they're maybe in a matchup zone too.
No, it's a man-to-man. They're sagging a little bit.
All right. Here's Toon. May have gotten away with a travel, and they're going to get a foul here. Our first one on Orleans as Toon looked to drive, and Sheridan Robbins bumped her on the way to the goal. So each team has a team foul. Bloomfield will play it in.
Be careful on the inbound here.
Quick three is too hard by Toon, but the long rebound run down by Kilzer. Now in low, Kayla Pinnock, shot no good. But free throws coming here as Orleans looked like they were starting down court. And then when Kilzer grabbed the rebound, Pinnock stayed back, and Kilzer hit her with the pass. And Orleans couldn't recover in time. Haley Powell gets this foul. And our first free throws of the evening will be attempted by Kayla Pinnock. First free throw is up. It is good. Neither team particularly deep, as Jared Gilbert will go to his bench, and Peyton Blanton, the 5'7" sophomore at nearly 8 a game, checks in. Second free throw by Pinnock is good. She's been active early. She's got 6. That's the run for Bloomfield after breaking the 4-all tie, and it's a 10-4 Lady Cardinal advantage. Blanton out along the perimeter, works it around now to Gherkin. Jack moves it off now to Robbins, top of the circle. Looks to drive it on Kilzer. Little spin move down the lane, scoops it up for 2 more.
They are very aware of where Sheridan is. She's having to get creative. Beat 2 people there off the dribble with the spin move. Finished it in the lane. Sheridan being aggressive and getting rewarded. Orleans cuts the lead to 4.
4 points now for Sheridan Robbins. 10-6 Bloomfield. Got to be close to a 5-second count, and there it is as Walls dribbling about 5 feet inside the division line, and Robbins was hawking her the entire time and finally got the 5-second count.
Orleans doesn't look particularly comfortable against this zone. They're trying to corner the ball here.
Here's a baseline drive by Robbins, and through the 2-shot foul as the ball wedges between the rim and backboard. And this foul will go on Kayla Pinnock. Tell you what, Sheridan Robbins.
Give me a minute. I'll run out there and jump out there and get that ball out of the rim for him.
Nobody out there. I thought surely Randy Fry or somebody could just jump up there and knock it out.
I don't think Randy Fry can jump over the free throw line, and I can say that knowing him as one of my good friends. Pretty sure Randy's not making any leaps up to get anything away from the rim.
Right.
Have to be careful driving home, though. He is a law enforcement officer.
Right.
Sure didn't pull me over after hearing that comment.
Sheridan Robbins hits the first free throw, her 5th point now.
Randy's son played for me at Eastern Green, Mike, one of my favorite kids ever. Starting backcourt guard for highly successful teams we had.
Sheridan hits them both. She's got half a dozen, and Orleans is pulled to within a pair.
Oh, it's a double dribble.
3.5-minute mark, and Toon just out by herself near the 10-second line. For whatever reason, put her other hand on the ball. And
if she hadn't reacted, I think I might have been the only person that saw it initially, but she looked so guilty that the officials did call it.
What happened. And here's a push-off on Toon, defending Sheridan Robbins. deep on the left perimeter and made a little too much contact. That'll be her first. 3 team fouls now on the Lady Cardinals. Elrod will play it in from the side, gets it in now to Gherkin, to Peyton, and a bad pass is stolen away here by Shelton, who takes it in on Blanton, scoops it up and in. Nice move. Boy, we have seen some great individual moves by players on both these teams here, as even though there was a decided height advantage, and now down low, here's a lay-in by Haley Powell.
Again, got the ball to the high post, rolled her down to the low post, a little high-low action, got the ball inside. We were able to finish over her size, and we've cut it again to 2 points as the Cardinals have the ball in the half court. We need to get a little stickier defensively there. They've been hurting us.
And they get the unforced turnover here, a little pick-and-roll action as Kilzer tried to feed it to a cutting Toon, and the pass never connected.
All right, Cardinals go a little bit smaller here. They normally have 2 6-footers in there, but they took Pinnock out, so a little bit of a size advantage maybe for the Dogs now.
Oh, Robbins down the lane had her shot rejected there by Toon. Picked up by Shelton now. Still a 2-point Bloomfield lead, 2.5 to go opening quarter. On the Busick Insurance scoreboard, and now Shelton just took Audrey Elrod right to the basket for an easy layup.
Little ball screen by the Cardinals. We didn't hedge it at all. She was able to turn the corner, get an angle on Elrod, and drive it all the way to the front of the rim and finish it.
And another Bloomfield foul. This one will go on Kylie Shelton. Her first is, again, Sheridan Robbins. No indecisiveness from her or from Haley Powell. Once they get the ball, they know exactly what they want to do with it. Robbins having trouble getting it in. Finally,
right back to her.
Down to the corner. Off it comes now to Sydney Moon, who's back in there, to a cutting Robbins, who drives it down, scoops it up too hard. Thought she got fouled, no call, and now Bloomfield's got it, trying to build on a 4-point lead. Little stop-and-go move kills her, takes Robbins to the baseline, feeds it in low to Small, who didn't get it, but Haley Powell had to foul her to save the layup, and now Haley Powell, Kevin, has just picked up her second personal foul with 1:53 to go opening quarter.
Taking no chances, Coach Gilbert will go to his bench and get Powell out of there as he is going to go back to Jackie Gherkin. Free throws up and good. So the Cardinals, who have been an offensive powerhouse so far, they've shown some high offensive ability, although last night that was not the case, or a couple nights ago against Edgewood when they beat the Mustangs 35-33, but they scored 84 against Shoals and have shown a high ability to score in the past. They're put up 16 on the proud Orleans defense so far. That last free throw is also good.
Well, that's the common opponent between these two. Shoals. Bloomfield beat them by 47. Orleans was a 36-point victor in that one. Biggest lead for the Lady Cardinals, 16-10. Down low, Elrod open for a 10-footer, wouldn't go. Shelton the rebound, outlet to Toon. Up the right side, little stop-and-go move, steps back, feeds it in low to Katie Small, who took a hop step and got away with it, and then banks home the little 5-footer from the right side. Yeah, no question that she took a hop step, and boy, when you've got 3 sets of eyes out there on the floor to get away with that, that usually should not happen.
Cardinals have went man-to-man a little bit, so Orleans having to change the geometry of themselves a little bit.
Elrod.
They're more motion-oriented stuff. We'll see how it goes.
Off now to Blanton, clears it away to Moon, out beyond the arc. Near side to Jack Gherkin, 3 would not go. Rebound, Robbins had it, could not hang on to it. Did they say it was tipped away, or is it going to belong to Bloomfield? It will be Lady Cardinals basket.
And they are face guarding Sheridan Robbins out of this man-to-man. They're not giving any help. Kilzer chasing her all over the floor, trying to deny her the basketball. Sheridan's going to have to handle the frustration of that, and other kids are going to have to rise up and make some shots. We've been open. We've got to finish them.
And they tried to post up Katie Small through a screen, and again the pass did not connect. 4th Bloomfield turnover. Lady Cardinals had a chance to take a double-digit lead had they scored on that possession. Now we'll see what Orleans wants to do with a half minute to go in the opening quarter. Blanton drives it to the right wing, pulls up, being harassed out there, and jumps it off now to Robbins. Sheridan chases it down, looks to drive, behind the back move, spin move, stolen away though by Hannah Walls. 16 seconds to go Let's see if Bloomfield will play for the final shot. They will not. Instead, Shelton takes a shot that would not go. Rebound fought for, and we'll have a held ball. And the arrow is pointing towards Bloomfield. So the Lady Cardinals, with 9 seconds left in the quarter, will have the last crack at it.
Got to be careful of a screen-the-screener situation. The Cardinals love that.
Ball comes into Toon at the free throw line. Drives it on Moon, takes her in, throws it up with the right hand. No good, but drew the 2-shot foul.
Toon doing a good job of using her body to protect the ball. Got the benefit of the call there from Randy Fry, and she'll go to the line twice as the Cardinals look to get to the 20 mark with 2 free throws made here in the first quarter.
And good balance for Bloomfield. That's been the key thus far, as there's your first free throw miss for Bloomfield tonight after hitting their first 4. Chance to make it a 9-point lead. 5 seconds left, so Orleans will have a little bit of time to try to hustle down and get off a shot. Second free throw is good. 5th point for Toon. 19-10. 7-0 run here for Bloomfield. Comes in at three-quarters court to Moon. Sydney drives, stops, pops, and misses as we reach the end of the first quarter. On the Busick Insurance scoreboard after 1. It is Bloomfield 19, Orleans 10. We're back with the second quarter in a moment. This is Orleans girls basketball.
Are you on our VIP list? If you're not, you should be. Hi, I'm JC Watson with Super Clean Car Wash. By texting the word Super Clean to 31996, you can join our list to receive exclusive text offers for our car wash. Every so often, we will text you an offer code that can be used at any of our 4 convenient locations. Visit us today in Orleans, Bedford, Jasper, and Salem. Super Clean Car Wash. It's not clean till it's super clean.
You've worked hard to build and protect your estate throughout your lifetime. Enjoy the confidence that comes from knowing all you've worked for may be preserved for your heirs. Please call Jamie Sullivan, Senior Vice President of Investments of Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James, located in Mitchell at 849-2670. Jamie can help design a comprehensive plan suited for your family's future financial needs. Call Jamie Sullivan today at 849-2670. Raymond James and Associates Incorporated, member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC.
Back we come to the Doghouse in Orleans as we start the second quarter. Mike Hamilton, Kevin Terrell, and pleased to have with us our crack statistician, McKenna Purley, home on break, handling all the numbers for us here this evening. Tip pass by Bloomfield, so it'll stay with Orleans.
Amazing that McKenna, with her hard partying lifestyle up in Bloomington, could squeeze us in on a Friday night, but we're glad she did.
Are you kidding? She's valedictorian. She doesn't need to study. It just comes naturally. Not for me. It never was. Oh, bad pass by Sheridan Robbins, stolen by Shelton. On her way to the other end, puts it up no good, and Sheridan had to foul her. And now the top 2 scorers for Orleans with 2 fouls apiece here, as the Lady Bulldogs getting a little careless with their passing.
5th turnover on Orleans as Sheridan just trying to make that pass to the wing from too far away. Cardinals reading the passing lanes well out of their variety of defenses that they're throwing at the Dogs. We've seen a little man-to-man with a face guarding of Sheridan. We saw a box and one a couple possessions in that quarter, and they started off with the 2-3. So Coach Depp pulling out all the tricks tonight against the undefeated Dogs. See if how the Bulldogs can handle it. They're down by 10.
20-10 now. Shelton hit the first of the 2 free throws to make it a 10-point advantage. Moon top of the key, left wing to Elrod. Audrey down the lane, and it's blocked away by Malia Toon. Starts it back the other way. 2-on-1. Skip pass off to Walls, who puts it up and scores. She may have gotten away with another walk again there.
I actually didn't think she did. I thought she just reset her move foot there. I thought she kept her pivot foot down. Good job by Toon to lead the break at 5-10. And the Cardinals opening up some distance on Orleans. We need a basket in the worst way.
In low, Elrod draws the 2-shot foul from Hannah Walls. Good post-up move there as Audrey was able to flash the left block and got the feed from Moon. Walls picks up her second. She becomes the first Bloomfield player to get 2. These will be the 3rd and 4th free throws shot by Orleans. The first one is up and good. And that ends a 10-0 run for the Lady Cardinals.
And also,
Orleans had gone almost 3.5 minutes without a point.
Also forces Coach Gilbert to roll the dice. Here's we're in a gambling county. He's going to try it now with Haley Powell, who enters the game even with her 2 fouls, getting too far behind without her in there. We need her size. We need her offensive ability. So Haley will come in. We'll see if the defense changes at all for Coach Gilbert, as he has to strategize down by 10 now as that free throw goes in.
Haley with her first points or Audrey, I should say, with her first points of the contest. And Orleans pulls back to within 10. Full court pressure. Bloomfield breaks it. Ball knocked away by Gherkin, but right there to pick it up is Kilzer to Toon, who drives it down the lane, kicks it out of the wing now to Violetta Crespo Martinez, who is in the contest, an exchange student, a 5'6" sophomore. And she is called for a traveling violation.
She exchanged her pivot feet there, right for the left, and that ended up causing the travel right in front of Shannon Munger. A fifth turnover of the game on the Cardinals.
Gherkin to the baseline, pull up 10-footer is a beauty. Jack Gherkin on the board with her first bucket of the contest. So Orleans now with a 4-0 run, pulled to within 8. Here is Crespo Martinez to Shelton. Over now to Small, out top to Kilzer, who can't get the 3, and the ball knocked out of bounds, and they're going to say it is off of Orleans, and will stay here with Bloomfield.
Rebounding a big problem early. The Cardinals lead us on the boards now up to date, 11-2.
Wow. Off the inbounds, quick 3 by Kylie Shelton is good. Out of the right wing. Kylie wasted no time after taking the inbounds pass and popping home her 8th point of the contest. There goes Blanton down the lane, and Shelton rejects it. She's got the ball, leads a 3-on-3 charge, kicks it on the wing to Toon, who lights up another 3-pointer for Bloomfield. And just like that, the Lady Cardinals are rolling, and Jared Gilbert has to take a timeout. 5:45 to go, first half on the Busick Insurance scoreboard. Bloomfield leading Orleans 28-14. Back with more Lady Bulldogs basketball in just a moment.
Don't think your old furnace can take another winter? Tired of piling on the sweaters and blankets just to stay warm? Pipe Dreams Incorporated in Bedford to the rescue. Owner Nick Blanton and his staff at Pipe Dreams are ready to install for you a new energy-efficient Rudd furnace. They'll come out and give you a free estimate and determine what unit will work best for you, and then help you choose the right plan, including financing options. Make your home a comfortable place to live again with a new furnace from Pipe Dreams Incorporated. Your Rudd Heating and Cooling dealer in Bedford. Call 279-9594.
Landis Insurance Agency in Orleans is serious about protecting you and your interests. They represent Hastings Mutual, and Landis is ready to satisfy your business, farm, home, or other insurance needs. Hastings Mutual and Landis together providing Midwestern values since 1885. Call the Landis Agency in Orleans at 865-4792.
Back-to-back threes by Malia Toon and Kylie Shelton, forcing a Lady Bulldog timeout. Suddenly the deficit has blossomed to 14 after Orleans had just cut it to 8 a few moments ago. Haley Powell had the pass knocked away. Ball is loose. Down on the floor there is Kylie Shelton, and she appears to be a little shaken up. But I guess she's okay. She's going to stay in there at any rate, but it held ball and the arrow pointing Bloomfield's way, so another Orleans giveaway. Oh, bad pass by Malia Toon. She didn't know where her teammate Nicole Kilzer was in the backcourt. Kilzer had circled around behind her to the far side of the floor, and Toon thought she was still on the near side, and the pass goes out of bounds right in front of the Bloomfield bench. So
back-to-back turnovers, 6 on each team.
Here's Gherkin, baseline to Powell, drives around Toon, down the lane, had it blocked away. Little contact, no call. Kilzer back the other way for Bloomfield, hands it off to Toon to the baseline, lobs it in low, and another Orleans foul here. And this one is going to go on Peyton Blanton, which will be her first. Was that a shooting foul?
It was. They say she was in the act, so that'll send Toon to the line twice. She's pretty much right-handed at this point. Hasn't really shown any tendency to drive to her left. Since we have McKenna here, she's Walnut Street. She's going right down one way only. And we have been unable to force Toon to our E-can. That's been a major problem. Made that free throw. Proving why she can score over 1,000 points in her career. She manufactures ways to score and gets a lot of them from the foul line.
She hits them both. She becomes the first player to hit double figures now with 10. And these runs for Bloomfield have been rather alarming, Kevin. They've had 3 significant ones already. A 6-point run midway through the opening quarter. They closed the first quarter with a 9-0 run, eventually got it up to 12 straight, and now we're on an 8-0 tear. As Powell down the lane tried to force her way in. Good defense by Bloomfield, keeping their hands straight up. And the Lady Cardinals come out of it with it. Small works it over to Crespo Martinez off the Toon, drives it in on the smaller Blanton, feeds it off to Small for a 15-footer that's off the back of the rim, and this time Jack Durkin able to corral the rebound for Bloomfield. They head now to Robbins, all the way to the baseline, leans in, tries to split 2 defenders, and is going to draw the 2-shot foul, much to the dismay of Bloomfield head coach Ron Neff. And they're going to get Kilzer on the foul. That'll be her first. And I don't think coaches are too lenient with officials that kind of bail out players that try to force their way in.
Well, I'm laughing because we see on their bench the longtime official Gary Weir on the sideline for one of his best friends, Coach Knepp for Bloomfield. Gary refereed for at least 100 or so years. It felt like, and I bet I yelled at him 2,000 times in my time at the bench. He would make several calls, and I showed dismay, just like they did on that call from Robbins. Ball doesn't lie. Sheridan missed the first one. She'll try to do better on the second one, and she does.
So the officials were half right then?
Something like that. Or half.
All right.
It was a half-baked call, maybe.
All right. 8-point run is over. Sheridan has her 7th point. But Bloomfield still doubling it up on Orleans. There's a feed to a cutting Shelton, who missed the little runner. Orleans comes out of there with it. Nearing the halfway point of the second quarter, Bloomfield is led by as many as 16. Robbins picks up the dribble, tried to go to a back-cutting Haley Powell, and the pass never connected.
Speeding up Sheridan a little bit, forcing her to go to her left that time and try to make a play in traffic. Could not. Good idea. Just couldn't execute it. 7th Orleans turnover, and you have to wonder about all the focus and pressure they're putting on Sheridan if she'll wear down as the game goes.
And again, Bloomfield able to handle the 2-2-1 full court pressure. They got a layup from Kylie Shelton that spun out on her. So Orleans back the other way. Gherkin looking inside to Robbins. Now Sheridan flashes out on the right wing. Slides off the screen through the top of the key. Comes back to the near side. Little between the legs move. Jumps it off now to Gherkin. Jack, top of the key to Elrod. Audrey, couple of dribbles out between the circles. Sends it on the right wing to Blanton. Peyton drives it, top of the key to Robbins. Sheridan, bumped by Shelton, turns back, draws the double team, puts up the shot, and Shelton got a piece of it, and Bloomfield comes out of there with it. It's almost here, Kevin, like Sheridan trying to do maybe a little bit too much, as there goes Malia Toon all the way down the lane and puts up the one-handed floater, and Malia Toon taking it right to the Lady Bulldogs.
They're taking Sheridan's spin move away. They got a strip earlier. They just stopped her cold earlier, and their length has been a major problem as well.
Another forced shot by Elrod. Put back by Haley Powell would not go. Now Jack Gherkin from 3 would not go. Robbins the rebound, and now she is bumped and fouled here by Malia Toon, as Sheridan not abandoning her effort to drive it to the basket.
They're switching all the ball screens, so they're willing to put different people on Sheridan. They want to let the ball screen action get her free. They're definitely playing her for her spin and their help. So they're doing a good job. They've got a good plan coming out there, and that's why Coach Knepp is one of the best. He doesn't win sectional titles every year by mistake. They've had a good game plan. They've prepared for this game, and they've had our number for the first 11 minutes or so of the action. Yet, we're not totally out of it yet. Down by 16. If we can close it, get it within, say, 10 or so going to halftime, you would have a chance in the second half to be competitive. You're going to have to close this quarter out in a strong fashion.
Sheridan knocks down both free throws. She is now 5 of 6 and has 9 points. And there's a steal by Peyton Blanton. So So this time the full court pressure works, and Sheridan Robin missed the layup and then commits her third personal foul. It was so promising that time as Peyton Blanton got the steal. Sheridan came cutting down the lane, got the feed, but missed the layup, and then made things worse by committing the foul on the rebound, and that is her third here of this first half. She'll definitely be out the final 2:32 of this quarter, and boy, that would have maybe opened the door a little bit for Orleans, although Kilzer misses the front end of the 1-and-1 on the 7th team foul committed by Orleans. Here's Blanton against Crespo Martinez, clears it away to Elrod, baseline left, and almost knocked away by Shelton, and now they're going to get Kylie here on the personal foul. A little bit too much aggressiveness, and again, Ron Knepp, I don't think too happy with his players' hustle, but not necessarily with the foul, and Kylie Shelton now has picked up 2, so if Orleans can get either Toon or Shelton, who each have 2 personal fouls, a third one here before halftime.
You need to convert your foul shots, needless to say, down by 15. Score with the clock stopped and set your defense. That would be just what the doctor ordered. They've shown the 2-2-1 quite a bit. Bloomfield hasn't had a ton of trouble with it, but they did turn it over with early. Again, I think these last 2 minutes, crucial that the Orleans can somehow find a way to get it to around 10 before the half.
And Audrey now perfect 4 for 4 at the line. That's where all of her points have come. And there's a travel again. Boy, these officials missing all sorts of obvious calls. Crespo Martinez got away with a travel, but the full court pressure works. Orleans creates another turnover. A chance here maybe with a 3 to get it down to
drive.
2 as Powell down the lane couldn't finish it. And here comes Shelton back the other way for Bloomfield. Both teams getting it up and down the floor in a hurry.
All right, see if the Cardinals want to take some time off the clock a little bit. Orleans sagging in their man-to-man some. Actually, they're showing zone here this time.
They do have
combination defense, perhaps.
They do have Toon out of the lineup right now with 2 fouls, but they still have Shelton in there, who also has those 2. Minute 25 to go in the quarter. 13-point Bloomfield lead. Orleans really contesting the perimeter as Kilzer drives around Peyton Blanton. Works it over now to Small, who gets it back to Walls. Falls down, lost the handle, picked up by Peyton Blanton. And a quick timeout here called by Jared Gilbert.
Would have been a travel, but Randy Fry gives Coach Gilbert the 911 timeout emergency.
With 1:10 to go here before halftime. And the Orleans deficit 13 on the Busick Insurance scoreboard at 32-19. Up from the varsity all the way down to the elementary grades, your friends at Scott Doherty Trucking are proud to salute each student athlete for their hard work and dedication in continuing the legacy of excellence that is Lady Bulldogs basketball. Good luck all season long from everyone at Scott Doherty Trucking in Orleans, keeping America's economy on the move. It'll be interesting to see, too, Kevin, as this game wears on. This is the middle game of a tough stretch for the Lady Bulldogs. 3 games in 5 days. Of course, they played Du Bois last night, and then on Monday night, they'll head down to Christian Academy. Orleans has it now. Chance to cut into the deficit. Moon, did she run out of room? No, she got pushed. So more free throws upcoming here as Katie Small gets called for the foul. Sydney was trying to drive the baseline. That is now the 19th foul, so this will be the last 1-and-1.
These are big. If you make these with a minute to go, you've cut it to 11. Orleans has been really solid at the line so far. Not this time.
Nope. Kills her the rebound. Still, Orleans has not done badly at the stripe. That's only their second miss in 11 tries.
And it is a box-and-1 on Shelton with 2 out of the game. Coach Gilbert going with the combination defense. It's baffled Bloomfield the last possession. See if the Cardinals opt to hold, perhaps, for 1 shot.
Skip pass off now to Small, left side of the arc. Hands off to Shelton, bounces away now to Kilzer. Out beyond the 3-point arc. Crespo Martinez over now to Walls, bounces away to Kilzer once again.
Going to be real careful not to give up a second shot. when you're in these kind of junk defenses, especially when you're not used to playing them.
Here's Small draws the double team, and a nice job by Haley Powell to reach in and tie her up. Well, Jared Gilbert had to hold his breath that time. Sometimes officials will call fouls in situations, and you definitely didn't want Haley Powell picking up her third.
And here you don't want Sheridan to get her fourth. She's in the game, though, for offense here as the last 14.3 seconds.
By the way, that was the 9th Bloomfield turnover of the half. 10 seconds left. Robbins off now to Elrod. Audrey on a nice back cut, takes it right to the goal, lays it up and in.
They take the handoff. The Cardinals bewildered and baffled by the set play from Coach Gilbert. Works to perfection. Dogs still alive, still in it, just down by 11 after the Elrod lay-in.
They finished the half on a 6-0 run. They were down by as many as 17. Keep in mind they were trailing Crothersville by as many as 15 in their game and came back and won. So you got to think that they have to feel they are certainly far from out of this contest. Landis Insurance in Orleans is serious about protecting you and your interests. They represent Hastings Mutual. And Landis is ready to satisfy your auto, home, farm, business, or other insurance needs. Hastings Mutual and Landis, together providing Midwestern value since 1885. Call the Landis Agency in Orleans at 865-4792. We've reached halftime here at the Doghouse in Orleans on this Friday night of girls basketball. And on the Busick Insurance scoreboard, Bloomfield leads the host Lady Dogs 32-21. We'll start our halftime activities when we come back. You're listening to Orleans girls basketball.
Hall Brothers Transportation in Orleans, a name that has stood for dependability for many years, is proud to continue their support of the Orleans Bulldogs and to the many events and activities of the school and the community as well. They realize the importance athletics have on our young people in building character and to adults in experiencing the thrill of high school sports. Hall Brothers Transportation has been serving the shipping needs of much of the Midwest, providing the link to keep businesses strong and our area's economy growing.
Hall Brothers Transportation, Highway 37 in Orleans, serving the area since 1979.
Orange County REMC is now offering you affordable protection for your home. Home security systems are available for members and non-members and will provide protection from fire, carbon monoxide, and theft. These systems are continuously monitored, so you'll have a peace of mind whether you're at home, work, or on vacation. You might even qualify for a discount on your homeowner's premium. Packages starting at $199 with monitoring starting at $24.95. For more information on these home services, call Orange County REMC at 812-865-2229.
Are you on our VIP list? If you're not, you should be. Hi, I'm JC Watson with Super Clean Car Wash. By texting the word Super Clean to 31996, you can join our list to receive exclusive text offers for our car wash. Every so often, we will text you an offer code that can be used at any of our 4 convenient locations. Visit us today in Orleans, Bedford, Jasper, and Salem. Super Clean Car Wash. It's not clean till it's super clean.
You've worked hard to build and protect your estate throughout your lifetime. Enjoy the confidence that comes from knowing all you've worked for may be preserved for your heirs. Please call Jamie Sullivan, Senior Vice President of Investments of Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James, located in Mitchell at 849-2670. Jamie can help design a comprehensive plan suited for your family's future financial needs. Call Jamie Sullivan today at 849-2670. Raymond James and Associates Incorporated, member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC.
From the varsity all the way down to the elementary grades, your friends at Scott Doherty Trucking are proud to salute each student-athlete for their hard work and dedication in continuing the legacy of excellence that is Bulldog Sports. Good luck all season long from everyone at Scott Doherty Trucking in Orleans, keeping America's economy on the move.
Before we start our halftime activities from the Doghouse in Orleans, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Orleans Girls Basketball.
Your home for Blackhawk, Bulldog, Ram, and IU Sports. Q100, WFLQ, French Lick, Indiana.
Mike Hamilton along with Kevin Terrell at Orleans High School, where the Lady Bulldogs in danger of suffering their first setback of the year. Still 16 more minutes of action, but they have dug themselves what was once a 17-point deficit. By scoring the last half a dozen, they have made that a little bit more manageable, trailing here at the break 32-21 on the Busick Insurance scoreboard. Let's take a look at the scoring thus far, and as expected, the two leading scorers for Bloomfield have led the way. Malia Toon has 12, 4 baskets, one of those a three-pointer, and she was 3 out of 4 at the free throw line. And then Kylie Shelton, who also has one of the 2 Bloomfield triples, with 8, 3 baskets, 1 out of 2 at the free throw line. Kayla Pinnock started out strong. Of the first 8 Bloomfield points, she had 6 of those on 2 baskets, 2 out of 2 at the free throw line. Off the bench, Katie Small added a basket and a pair of foul shots for 4, and Hannah Walls has the other basket for Bloomfield, a second quarter field goal. Nicole Kilser started, has not scored. She was 0 for 1 to the line, missing the front end of a 1-and-1. And Violetta Crespo Martinez also seeing some time out there on the floor for Ron Knapp's squad. She also failed to tally. Just 7 players used by Ron Knapp. That's still one more than what Jared Gilbert used in the first 2 periods. 2 fouls each on Toon, Walls, and Shelton. Nobody else had more than 1. For Orleans in the first half, Sheridan Robbins leading the way. She had 6 of those in the first quarter of play on a couple of baskets and 2 free throws. She was 3 for 4 from the line in the second quarter, and she leads her squad thus far with 9. Audrey Elrod, a basket, and she has converted all 4 of her foul shots. So she had 6. Haley Powell, with saddled with a little bit of foul trouble, has been held to just 2 field goals thus far for 4. And the other 2 points came from Jack Gherkin on a second quarter basket. Sydney Moon started, has not scored, nor has Peyton Blanton, who came off the bench for the Lady Bulldogs. So 9 out of Sheridan Robbins. The problem is Sheridan, right before halftime, picked up her 3rd personal foul, so she will really have to be careful here in the second half. Haley Powell, a pair of personals as well. Nobody else had more than 1. Bloomfield led 19-11 after 1. As we said, they stretched the lead up to as many as 17 before Orleans scored the final 6 to cut it to 11, which is where we stand here at the break at 32-21 on the Busick Insurance scoreboard. We'll take a break, and when we return, McKenna Purley will go through our first half statistics. She'll join us in a moment. This is Orleans girls basketball.
When it comes to buying insurance, you want a company that will take the guesswork out of finding the proper coverage at premiums that are affordable. At the Busick Insurance Agency in Orleans, your auto owner's agent, they'll work with you to determine the right amount of coverage. To get the best protection for home, health, auto, life, and business, call Patton or Brett Busick or Josh Crocker or Richard Grace at the Busick Insurance Agency, your auto owner's agent on East Jefferson Street in Orleans at 865-2626. Busick Insurance, a proud supporter of Orleans Bulldog sports.
Don't think your old furnace can take another winter? Tired of piling on the sweaters and blankets just to stay warm? Pipe Dreams Incorporated in Bedford to the rescue. Owner Nick Blanton and his staff at Pipe Dreams are ready to install for you a new energy-efficient Rudd furnace. They'll come out and give you a free estimate and determine what unit will work best for you, and then help you choose the right plan, including financing options. Make your home a comfortable place to live again with a new furnace from Pipe Dreams Incorporated, your Rudd heating and cooling dealer in Bedford. Call 279-9594. Bloomfield
up 32-21 on the Busick Insurance scoreboard here at halftime. Let's figure out how they were able to manage that kind of lead. As we turn it over to take a look at our first half statistics, here is McKenna.
All right, thank you, Mike. Looking over the first half stats, we see that the Orleans Bulldogs shot 6 out of 17 for their 2-point field goals for a total of 35%. They went 0 for 5 from behind the arc, and they shot a total of 6 out of 22 on average for 27%. The Dogs made 9 out of 11 of their free throws for 81%. They pulled down 9 total rebounds, 3 of those on the offensive glass and 6 on the defensive glass. The Dogs had 7 turnovers in this first half, and 0 assists, 0 blocks. They had 2 steals. 12 of their points were in the paint. And for the Bloomfield team, they had 9 out of 15 two-point field goals for a total of 60%. They threw in 2 out of 5 from behind the arc for 40%. And they shot a total of 11 out of 20 for 55% overall. They made 8 out of 11 of their free throws for a total of 72% and pulled down 17 total rebounds, 3 of those on the offensive glass and 14 on the defensive glass. Bloomfield had 9 turnovers in the half. They had 5 assists, 5 blocks, and 5 steals. 16 of their points were in the paint, 4 of their points were off turnovers, and 13 of their points were fast break points as well. There have been 2 ties in this game so far and 1 lead change. And that's it for the first half stats. Thank you, Mike.
All right, thank you, McKenna. Boy, like string music, all those numbers, just beautiful. I mean, everything. Fast break points, points off turnovers. I'll tell you what. Why can't all our statisticians? We have some good statisticians, but nobody like this one here that can keep that. Other than our guy back at the station, Adam Hole. He was probably the master of everybody.
It is good. It's hard to get good help. I think you would agree with that completely.
Yes.
On many topics.
Very blessed to find somebody as talented as McKenna. All right, we're underway now with the third quarter. Bloomfield with the ball. The Lady Cardinals moving left to right here in this second half of play.
And we're seeing some junk defense by the Dogs. A little 1-1-3 with a chaser, giving up some high post shots.
Oh, my goodness. What a job. As Katie Small missed the 15-footer, Haley Powell the rebound, and Kylie Shelton reached in from behind and stripped the ball away and then laid it up and in. I'll tell you what, this is definitely a veteran Bloomfield group. And
good possession by Orleans there against the 2-3 zone of the Dogs. Ran a set special, got the ball inside, kicked it out to Sheridan. She knocked home the 3. Coach Gilbert had them prepared for that coming out of the half. We'll see if we can figure out a way here to get some stops. We're scoring enough and getting good shots against Bloomfield if we can just figure out a way to get some stops.
Sheridan now with 12, first double-figure score for Orleans. There goes Small down the lane, scoops it up and got it.
Too easy to find the ball at the post. The way we're playing this 1-3 with a chaser, we got a big giant gap when the ball goes to the wing. Cardinals found it on the cutter. Little basket cut action, kiss it in off the glass, and Bloomfield continuing to shred us no matter what we try defensively.
There's Powell on the wing, up top now to Robbins. Thought about the 3. Yeah, that was the second straight time Bloomfield ran that same play. The last time Small missed a perimeter jumper. That time she took it into the lane and a little more high percentage shot. It's the zone. There's a long 3 by Sheridan Robbins, still good, and Small comes away with a rebound. She's on the floor along with Nicole Kilser, Kayla Pinnock, Malia Toon, and Kylie Shelton. Orleans counters with Haley Powell, Audrey Elrod, Sheridan Robbins, Sydney Moon, and Jack Kirkin. Pinnock's got it baseline left. Threw it over the head of Kilser, tried to angle that cross court, and instead the ball picked up by Ron Knepp, who, much to his consternation, sees his team now in double figures in turnovers.
Again, we're hanging around there, small double digits. We got to take care of the ball better. Don't force one inside. Fortunate that went off.
Well, they did exactly that, force it inside, and as you said, it took a bounce off a Bloomfield player, so Orleans keeps it. Off the inbounds, it comes into Powell, forcing the shot. Couldn't get it as it bounced off the side of the rim, but Haley will be on the line twice.
Coach Gilbert can help his team here by figuring out ways to score on those inbounds plays. It ball's on their end, so he can kind of diagnose the Cardinal defense and call the appropriate play against it. Got his team a good look there, and Powell will go to the line twice, see if we can convert them.
And the first free throw good. Haley had not scored since the first quarter, but she gets that there. And it's her 5th point of the contest. A foul on Katie Small, her second, first by either team. The second one is no good, and Pinnock able to run down the rebound. 11-point Bloomfield lead, almost 2.5 minutes play to the third quarter. Shelton works it off to Small, feeds it over on the near side to Kilser, back to Small at the point. Clears it away to Kilser again, baseline to Pinnock. Back out of the wing now to Kilser as they work it around the perimeter. Now Toon flashing down to the corner, lost it, got it back. Finally is able to clear it away to Small as Gherkin defended on that. Now into the corner it goes to Shelton, free throw line to Small. So Bloomfield being very patient, working it around, trying to find somebody for a good shot.
Two-guard front. They've got the right scheme out there against this defense, running Toon along the baseline against the chaser. Really, they can just throw the ball back out here whenever they want. And
now we've got
the basketball,
a 3-second call here on Bloomfield.
Out of nowhere, the outside official,
Shannon Bunger,
flies in there and gives a 3-second call. We'll take it. 11th turnover on the Cardinals.
So a chance for Orleans to make it a single-digit ball game. 4:45 to go in the third quarter. Gherkin baseline right. Angles the pass cross-court off now to Elrod. Audrey cross-courts it back to Gherkin. Fakes the three. Top of the key to Robbins. Sheridan behind the back dribble. Spins into the lane. Scoops it up a little bit too hard. Fight for the rebound. Pennick's got it now for Bloomfield. Ahead it comes now to Toon. Malia stops on the right wing. Feeds it in low to Pennick, who takes one dribble. Scoops it up and got it.
Again, basket catch from the top down the middle of our combination defense. Big gap there, and that feels like a big turn of events to me, Mike. We miss a layup inside. They could have cut it to single digits, get some momentum. They converted on their end, back up to 13.
Right. Nearing the halfway point of the third quarter, a kick there by Kilser. Orleans will play it from in front of their bench.
I feel like if we're going to come back in this game, Jackie's going to have to find a way to set her feet against some of this junk defense and make a couple outside shots from downtown. I think they're going to give them to her.
Here's Moon, drives the baseline, tries to feed it in low to Gherkin, threw it away. 2-on-1 the other way, and Kilser could not run the pass down. Shelton tried to lead her up court, and Kilser never could track down the ball. But really, Orleans, I think in that first half, they didn't have any points off of turnovers, so not taking advantage of these
back
mistakes.
door, got her.
There it is, beautifully done. Audrey Elrod at the free throw line to a back-cutting Jack Gherkin, and lays it up and in.
There's weakness in that Bloomfield combination on that side of the floor. They don't have some of their better players down there. Jackie can get free. I think I was talking for the three-point shot I think she can get, but that time she backdoored and got a wide-open layup.
11-point lead, and now Kilser was close to a 5-second count, and Ron Knepp had to call a timeout to save the violation.
9-1-1 action for Coach Knepp, and it is going to be a full timeout.
3:34 to go, third quarter on the Busick Insurance scoreboard from the Doghouse. Bloomfield leading the Lady Dogs 38-27. We'll continue with more Orleans girls basketball right after this.
When it comes to buying insurance, you want a company that will take the guesswork out of finding the proper coverage at premiums that are affordable. At the Busick Insurance Agency in Orleans, your auto owner's agent, they'll work with you to determine the right amount of coverage. To get the best protection for home, health, auto, life, and business, call Patton or Brett Busick or Josh Crocker or Richard Grace at the Busick Insurance Agency, your auto owner's agent on East Jefferson Street in Orleans at 865-2626. Busick Insurance, a proud supporter of Orleans Bulldog sports.
From the varsity all the way down to the elementary grades, your friends at Scott Doherty Trucking are proud of saluting student-athletes for their hard work and dedication in continuing the legacy of excellence that is Lady Bulldogs basketball. Good luck all season long from everyone at Scott Doherty Trucking in Orleans, keeping America's economy on the move. Out of the timeout, Bloomfield with the basketball. They are in maroon, moving left to right. Orleans is in white, moving right to left. They post up Kayla Pennick. Oh, Haley Powell gambled on the steal, didn't get it, and that left Pennick wide open for a layup. Her 10th point of the contest, and so far here in the third quarter, Bloomfield keeping Orleans at bay. Powell travel with a basketball on the wing. She was looking to drive the ball. I do like what Sheridan Robbins and Haley Powell try to do, and there's never any hesitation with them. They've already got their mind made up. They know what they're going to do once they get the basketball. Just sometimes the execution isn't always the best. And again, Bloomfield breaks the pressure, and they get a driving layup from Kylie Shelton.
Don't know if Coach Gilbert's got a different method to press in the game plan tonight, but they're handling the 2-2-1 with ease. They put 2 people back, so over the top, send a runner right down the middle of the floor. They have us outnumbered, and the Cardinals able to finish in traffic. They're back up to 15.
Long reach of Kylie Shelton, deflecting and intercepting a pass. Now to Toon, drives around Blanton. Little baseline shot is good.
That's going to prompt another timeout.
14, and Bloomfield on a 6-0 run. And remember, I said they had the lead as high as 17 in the first half. It is back to that again. 2:27 to go, third quarter. 44-27 on the Busick Insurance scoreboard. All Lady Cardinals tonight. We'll continue with more Orleans girls basketball right after this.
Hall Brothers Transportation in Orleans, a name that has stood for dependability for many years, is proud to continue their support of the Orleans Bulldogs and to the many events and activities of the school and the community as well. They realize the importance athletics have on our young people in building character and to adults in experiencing the thrill of high school sports. Hall Brothers Transportation has been serving the shipping needs of much of the Midwest, providing the link to keep businesses strong and our area's economy growing.
Hall Brothers Transportation, Highway 37 in Orleans, serving the area since 1979.
Landis Insurance in Orleans is serious about protecting you and your interests. They represent Hastings Mutual, and Landis is ready to satisfy your auto, home, farm, business, or other insurance needs. Hastings Mutual and Landis, together providing Midwestern value since 1885. Call the Landis Agency in Orleans at 865-4792. Now Orleans had gotten it down to 10 early in this quarter, but since that time, Bloomfield's on a 10-3 run, and they've stretched the lead back out to 17. Here is Robbins off the screen, top of the key, bounces away to Gherkin, feeds it baseline to Audrey Elrod, who puts it up, it spins off, rebound Haley Powell, back up, no good, but a foul here on Bloomfield will put Haley Powell at the line twice. Kilzer gets the foul here for Bloomfield. Her second, just a second on Bloomfield in the second half. As the free throw good by Haley Powell. That's the one thing that Orleans has done well tonight, and that's shoot free throws. They are 11 out of 14 at the straight.
Going to win a lot of games if you can just keep it a little bit closer, but the high-powered Bloomfield offense has been too much to handle for the variety of defensive plans we've tried to make.
Oh, Shelton drives right around Jack Gherkin, takes it right in, and she took a hop step, but I guess Randy Fry determines that was because she was fouled by Audrey Elrod. Common foul, first on Audrey, first on Orleans here in the third. 2:02 to go. Orleans down by 16. Haley had 6 points in the contest, by the way. Off the inbounds, quick 10-footer missed by Toon. Rebound grab by Robbins. He's got Sydney Moon ahead of the pack, who takes it in, puts it up with the left hand, and in.
It was a full moon action as she sprinted the floor there. Sheridan found her off a defensive rebound and led to an Orleans breakout. Still hanging around, just down 14 again. You feel like if we can just get it to single digits at some point with enough time, you can make Bloomfield sweat a little bit, kind of change this game up, but we just haven't been able to string stops together.
Walls ran over Peyton Blanton, no call.
Go score.
The Dogs come up with it. Down the lane goes Sheridan Robbins, missed it. Rebound Elrod, couldn't get the putback to go, and it is Kylie Shelton that comes out of there with it now for Bloomfield. So another golden opportunity missed there, and now there goes Shelton down the lane. Left it a little bit short on the layup. Nice feed by Small, but again, Shelton could not finish. Now Moon, deep on the right side. In low to Sydney, who puts up the shot. Oh, hit the side of the backboard. I don't think she knew exactly where she was. She hesitated a moment. Now on the other end, there goes Small into the lane, left it short. And Peyton Blanton comes out of there with it. Last minute of the third quarter, 14-point Bloomfield advantage.
We could use a three. Somebody can get free. Outside shot from somebody would be handy.
Now the Lady Dogs spread the floor a little bit. They've got had Peyton Blanton all alone underneath the basket. Couldn't get it to her. Now flashing to the paint is Haley Powell, who drains the 15-footer from there.
There's where you can get it. They're leaving the high post wide open. We had success very early in the game getting the ball there. Have not consistently done it throughout the night. If we continue to do that, we'll get wide open shots. And there's a tennis ball comes flying out of the crowd. One of our younger fans dropped one, I think.
So Bloomfield will have to play it in at half court. 13 seconds left in the quarter. That basket by Haley Powell, her 8th point of the contest, cutting the deficit to 12 at 44-32. Small gets it in now to Kilzer. Brings it back into the front court. Free throw line to Small. Had it knocked away. Scrambled for it. And saving it was Powell, but right to Small. And now it's picked up by Elrod, but only 1 second left in the quarter. And Sheridan Robbins had to heave up about a 50-footer and comes up short. Orleans down by 11 at halftime. They lose a point, and they'll go to the fourth down 12. 44-32, Bloomfield over Orleans on the Busick Insurance scoreboard. We're back with the fourth quarter in a moment. This is Orleans girls basketball.
Landis Insurance Agency in Orleans is serious about protecting you and your interests. They represent Hastings Mutual, and Landis is ready to satisfy your business, farm, home, or other insurance needs. Hastings Mutual and Landis together providing Midwestern values since 1885. Call the Landis Agency in Orleans at 865-4792.
Orange County REMC is now offering you affordable protection for your home. Home security systems are available for members and non-members and will provide protection from fire, carbon monoxide, and theft. These systems are continuously monitored, so you'll have a peace of mind whether you're at home, work, or on vacation. You might even qualify for a discount on your homeowner's premium. Packages starting at $199 with monitoring starting at $24.95. For more information on these home services, call Orange County REMC at 812-865-2229.
With Kevin Carroll and our statistician, McKenna Purley, Mike Hamilton at the Doghouse in Orleans. Lady Bulldogs came in hoping to make it a perfect 4-0. They have not accomplished that feat in recent memory. They've one time in the last 20 years they started the season 3-0, but not gone 4-0, and they'll have to come back here if they hope to do it here tonight.
Good move.
Nice by Haley Powell down the lane, missed the shot, but now let's see if Randy Fry calls this one on the floor.
Yeah, it should
not.
be on the floor. They got her on the drive before she got up in it. And they're going to put the ball underneath the basket, I believe. Ball was below the foul line. That is where they'll put it. So the Dogs, in front of Coach Gilbert, need to run a nicely designed out-of-bounds play here and get themselves a bucket.
Kylie Shelton, the foul, her third, just the third on Bloomfield. Orleans has only committed one. Elrod underneath, gets it in low to Powell.
Nice.
Back to Audrey for the layup. Nice job. All Audrey had to do was step in bounds, got the feed, and puts it up and in. And again, it's a 10-point lead, but they give up, well, no, they didn't give up the layup on the other end. Violetta Crespo-Martinez missed the layup, but the rebound by Malia Toon, and then she had her shot blocked out of bounds, so it'll stay here with Bloomfield. So this game has featured a series of runs. Right now, Orleans is on a 7-0 run, so that 17-point lead down to 10. Off the inbounds, it comes in to Toon, and Jack Gherkin right with her all the way was able to tie her up. However, the arrow will keep it with Bloomfield.
If you're the Bloomfield coaching staff, you don't feel super worried yet, but it's having some Malox moments down there, no question. It's a little Pepto-Bismol time as the Dogs won't go away. They can't put us away, and the Cardinals making just enough mistakes to keep us in the game. Down 10, we've got enough offensive firepower here. If we can just continue to get the ball to the high post where it goes, maybe somebody make an outside shot, we can get back in it.
Another turnover there as Shelton fumbled the ball out.
There you go. Now this is the one you got to hit.
Court feed of Sheridan Robbins, and she buries the three. Her second of the ball game. She has got 15 points in the contest, and that 17-point lead has suddenly been whittled to 7, and still plenty of time left. 6:45. Pinnock out beyond the arc, guarded by Powell. Makes a little contact, no call. Ball tipped away, loose on the floor. Scramble for it. and Robbins comes out of there with it. It's 1-on-3, but Sheridan will take it in anyway. They're going to call a bump here on Nicole Kilser.
Sheridan had a full head of steam. She was going downhill. Was it going to be stopped? They ended up with a little bump foul. I thought maybe they might call her for the little nudge with the left shoulder, but that's not what it is. Now, again, the ball's in front of the Orleans bench. Coach Gilbert can diagnose the Bloomfield defense, see if he can get himself a layup like they did a moment ago when Elrod snuck in and got a wide open, easy one.
Durkin from the baseline. Gets it into Blanton.
There it
Open
is.
for the 15-footer. It would not go. Rebound to Powell back up, and it just rolled off the front of the rim. But Haley, right there for the putback attempt, does draw the foul, and she will be on the line twice. And you're right, Ron Nephayer has to be a little bit worried as that 17-point lead has been whittled to 7 and could be less here. That foul call went on Malia Toon. That's her third. And Haley Powell continues to get the job done at the foul line. She's 3 out of 5 as that one goes in.
Got it to a two-possession game at this point, just down by 6 with 6:28 to go. That's all Coach Gilbert could have asked. Now we'll just have to play these last 6 minutes and see what we can get done. That's going to be a lane violation. Give her another free throw.
Right.
As the Cardinals making another mental mistake. That was Katie Small, I think, who snuck in there before the ball left the shooter's hand. So we'll have another chance to perhaps cut this lead to just a handful. Well, at 5 if she can make it.
Haley on her, she misses. Oh, they're going to wave this one off, and they're going to say this time Audrey Elrod was in the lane too soon. So wipe off the free throw there by Haley Powell. So it'll stay a 6-point game. Boy, every point critical right now. 6:25 left. Bloomfield with the ball at a 6-point lead on the Busick Insurance scoreboard. Shelton being hawked by Elrod. Backs it out between the circles on the high post. It comes off the 2. She'll back it out to near center court, maintaining the dribble. Looks to isolate with Jack Durkin. There she goes down the lane. Takes it right in and scores.
That was just power basketball right there. LeBron style almost. They just spread the court, put everybody in a corner, and said, here, big girl, take it to the rim and go score. And Toon, like she has so many times in her Bloomfield career, did just that.
And another reach-in fouls again. Sheridan Robbins trying to take it upon herself. Draws the foul on Nicole Kilser, and she becomes the first player in the game to get 4.
We're in the penalty from here on out, too, so got to continue to be aggressive.
Jack Durkin underneath the basket to Elrod, blocked away by Kylie Shelton. Boy, this is indeed, Kevin, a two-headed monster, this Bloomfield squad. Toon and Shelton, who gets the block, and then Audrey Elrod, and a little bit of frustration fouling Shelton as she brought it across the 10-second line. Second on Audrey, just the second team foul on Orleans.
Oh, it's over and back.
Yep, it sure is. As Kilser inbounded the ball about 5 feet into the front court. Got it to Shelton, and then Shelton threw it back to Kilser, but Nicole was in the
mental
backcourt.
mistake by the Cardinals. 15th turnover on Bloomfield. That's going to be concerning to their coaching staff. Dogs again down 8, but starting to run out of time to some degree. Need to be efficient with this possession.
5.5 minutes left. Robbins along the perimeter. Tip pass. Haley Powell runs it down. Works it baseline to Robbins, who lost it. Got it back, lost it again, and
oh my!
Down Malia Toon. They're going to call a jump ball, but boy, that time Haley Powell and Malia Toon got hung up with one another.
Well, we got away with one there. That should have been Sheridan's 4th foul. They didn't call it, so see if the Dogs can take advantage of their good fortune.
Toon and Powell really going at it here, and now, they're going to call the offensive foul here on Haley Powell.
An emphatic call by Randy Fry. He didn't see all the jostling before that, and he finally got Powell on a retaliatory call right there.
That'll be Haley's 3rd, and again, Jared Gilbert giving Randy Fry an earful.
And I'll tell you, Randy doesn't have much patience for that, so Coach Gilbert better be careful.
Right. So another missed opportunity for the Lady Bulldogs. They're still within 8 and still time left, and now we have a foul away from the ball. And I think they got Haley Powell again. They sure did. holding the shirt of Katie Small. So back-to-back fouls here by Haley Powell, and you can see the frustration on her face. She'll come out as she is replaced by Sydney Moon, who's back in there. 5:10 left, 46-38, Bloomfield an 8-point leader. Kilser gets it in now to Hannah Walls, who's back in there, draws a double team, off now to Toon as Sydney Moon falls down. Toon, little crossover move down the lane, scoops up the little runner and got it.
You can't let Toon get to her right hand. That's where she's so dangerous. She's faking left, going back to her right, continues to make the same move, and it continues to work.
Oh, a little up and under move, and Sheridan Robbins can't finish it off. Off the side of the rim, rebound grabbed by Toon, and as she crosses the 10-second line, Peyton Blanton tried to get over and cut her off, and did not have position, and it's called for the personal foul. That'll be her second. So now you start to feel things maybe slipping a little bit away. So Orleans had it as close as 6. It's 10 right now. Still time left, 4:40 to go, but Lady Dogs are really going to have to clamp down defensively. Here's Kilser, picks up the dribble. Way out on the right perimeter.
Need to run a second defender at Toon, get the ball out of her hand somewhere.
Yep. Isolates with Jack Durkin. Toon starts to move. Draws the double team, lobs it to Kilser down to the corner, and she tried to put it on the floor. She dribbled it off the foot of Sydney Moon and out of bounds.
Well, you got to make somebody make a play other than Malia Toon. They tried to do that there, almost got the turnover, but it went off of us, so they'll have it underneath their own goal. Got to continue to get the ball out of Toon's hands and make somebody else make a play.
She's got it, dribbles around Gherkin, right to the goal, scoops it up for 2 more.
Just too easy again to her right hand. You have to cut her off and make her give it up. Toon just too strong. When the game on the line, they went to their best player, and she has delivered.
Oh, and Sydney Moon misses a wide-open layup inside. Got a nice feed from Elrod, couldn't finish it off. And now we're going to get a timeout called here by Ron Knepp. So after Orleans worked so hard, they went on an 11-0 run to cut a 17-point deficit down to 6. But now the Lady Cardinals, thanks to 3 baskets here in the fourth quarter by Malia Toon, have stretched that lead back up to 12 with just under half the period remaining, 3:55 left on the Busick Insurance scoreboard. From the varsity all the way down to the elementary grades, your friends at Scott Doherty Trucking are proud of saluting student-athletes for their hard work and dedication in continuing the legacy of excellence that is Lady Bulldogs basketball. Good luck all season long from everyone at Scott Doherty Trucking in Orleans, keeping America's economy on the move.
Dogs got to be able to put the biscuit into the basket if you're going to come back from this huge deficit. They were able to do it the other night, but tonight, when every basket is so crucial, they've missed too many bunnies around the hoop. Toon has converted all of her close-in shots, and that's been really the difference in the game, her ability to finish, but the game's been on the line.
And Orleans looking for the turnover at midcourt. They get it. Picked up by Gherkin. Ahead now to Robbins. Sheridan. Oh, they're going to call her for the offensive foul. She turns back into Nicole Kilser, who got the position perfectly and drew the charge, and now Sheridan has her 4th personal foul. Tell you what, this is a very smart Bloomfield team, and almost a steal here by Haley Powell, who is back in there. She got the double deflection. She should have just let it go out of bounds. Instead, tried to pick it up, but she was standing out of bounds, so Bloomfield will keep it. Almost a steal by Blanton. Did knock it out of bounds. Peyton said, no, I knocked it off of Hannah Walls.
Yeah, she did. That's a good call. Everybody's got to just calm down a little bit and play this game. We're going to end up having to put Bloomfield at the line. It's going to be a matter of whether the Cardinals can convert at a high enough rate.
Ball inbounded to Shelton, breaks the pressure down the lane, down to the corner to Small, brings it back out now to Malia Toon. Clock on the side of Bloomfield now. They lead by 12 with 3:20 remaining in the contest. Toon picks up the dribble, works it right side now to Walls, back to Toon again.
Jackie's got to do a better job of not letting Toon get the ball back.
And now we're going to get a reach-in foul here on Jack. That'll be her first of the contest, but it is now the 17th foul, so that will put Bloomfield into the bonus for the rest of the night. Malia Toon, I thought for the most part, they had held her in check. She had 14 through 3 quarters, but she scored 6 here in this quarter. And she rattles that free throw home. That is her 21st point of the night now.
It was almost like she saved some energy until they absolutely had to have herself score. Then she was able to get to her right hand when they spread it out and was able to just take us off the dribble.
Second free throw, no good. Rebound by Shelton would not go. And Haley Powell the rebound. 51-38, Bloomfield by 13 with 3:05 to go.
Check it out.
Along the baseline is Elrod, off now to Gherkin. Bounces away to Elrod again, out beyond the arc. Audrey stops, won't take the three, beats it in low, intended for Robbins. And Kilser able to get over there and poke that pass.
Audrey's slow release labels Bloomfield to recover to her. Now she can't get that three-point shot off. Don't have to speed that up a bit. Again, out of bounds underneath our own goal. See if we can produce a bucket.
Orleans has had some nice inbounds or out-of-bounds plays. Finding players underneath the basket. They haven't always been able to finish it. That's been part of the problem. Orleans right now shooting just over 30% for the game. Ball comes into Blanton inside the center jump circle. 2:50 to go. Blanton falls down, tips it over to Gherkin on the left wing. Cross-courts it to Elrod. Audrey looking inside. Starts at the dribble now. Slides off the Robin screen. Lets fly the three and buries it.
Yeah, they didn't want to leave. They didn't want to leave Robbins. As she set the ball screen so nobody was on Elrod, she had time to load up and hit it. I like that from Orleans. I think they got to do it a little bit more often as the season goes. Have Sheridan be a screener in these combination defense. Since they won't leave Robbins, that leaves no one there to help on whoever has the ball. That's a nicely designed play there, and it gives Elrod the chance for the three. Now we're just going to have to hope that they miss some free throws. It is a one-on-one opportunity for Toon.
Gherkin called for the foul. The free throw is no good. The rebound grabbed by Haley Powell. 10-point Bloomfield lead after that three.
Do it again.
By Audrey Elrod, who's got 11 of the contest. Gherkin fakes. Goes to the free throw line. Now Peyton Blanton launches a three and knocks it down. Here come the Lady Bulldogs again. The lead is now down to 7 with 2:07 to go. As Peyton with her first basket of the contest. Here's Kilser. Off it comes now to Shelton. Now to 2. Drives it down the lane, and she gets bumped and fouled.
That was a good foul for the Dogs to take. Team had a full head of steam and was heading right to the front of the rim, so they went over here and hip checked her. The last time it'll be a 1-and-1. Toon's been shaky a little bit from the line the last couple trips. See if we can get fortunate again, coax a miss, and get a rebound.
She's just 4 out of 7 thus far, but that one is good. And for Malia Toon, her 22nd point of the contest. But gotta love the fighting spirit of these Lady Bulldogs. They have not given up the ship just yet. Second free throw is no good, and Shelton runs down the rebound, but she can't come up with it, and it'll go over to Orleans. Well, right now you're looking at 3 3-pointers from tying this game.
Well, you can get them off because you can just use Sheridan to come up and set a ball screen for someone. There'll be somebody wide open. Here it is. They're going to try it again. Use it.
Blanton feeds it away now to Elrod. Audrey out beyond the arc, clears it away now to Robbins. Orleans can't take too much time, though. Sheridan spins her way into the lane, leans in, and they're going to call her for another offensive foul. And that will spell the end of the night for the young sophomore.
Good idea.
Spin her way in, but again, Nicole Kilser. She's probably their best defensive player. Again, I thought she did have position.
Yeah,
they have a good call.
They have Sheridan scouted. They know she's going to go like that spin move. They were ready for it, prepared for it. Good job coaching by Coach Knapp and his girls to be prepared for it. And now down 9 with a minute and a half to go.
Still a good
Game's
night.
not over, but we are on the morphine drip, no question.
Good night for Sheridan. She'll end her night with 15 points. Double team there, almost an over and back. As the ball nearly hit the 10-second line. Here is Shelton. Works it around now to Small.
Double dribble.
Yep, she did double dribble. And the officials call her for it.
19th turnover on the Cardinals. That's been a major bugaboo for them tonight.
Right. Don't forget, coming up December 13th, so about 3 weeks from now, this Bloomfield team will be heading down to French Lick to take on Valley. That should be an interesting contest. Here's Gherkin, right wing, looking to get a three off. Elrod fakes, drives it down the lane. Had it blocked away, but it came right back to her, and she laid it up and in. Boy, a nice night here for Audrey Elrod, her 13th point of the ball game. She's had 7 of them here in this fourth quarter, including that big three a few moments ago. And Orleans hanging tough. They're within 7 now at 53-46 on the the Busick Insurance scoreboard. From the varsity all the way down to the elementary grades, your friends at Scott Doherty Trucking are proud to salute each student athlete for their hard work and dedication in continuing the legacy of excellence that is Lady Bulldogs basketball. Good luck all season long from everyone at Scott Doherty Trucking in Orleans, keeping America's economy on the move.
Well, Coach Knapp loves to throw the ball long here on these type situations. Orleans keeps a center fielder back, but be prepared for a long pass from the Cardinals.
Kilser having trouble getting it in. Oh, she moved from her spot. Now they're going to call the 5-second count anyway.
Yeah, well, she could move. It was after a made basket.
Oh,
so.
You're right.
So that wasn't any problem. Hey, Dogs, though, just down by 6.
Hey, a 3 here makes it a one-possession game.
Good chance to get one here off your inbound.
And it comes into Audrey Elrod, and Malia Toon from behind blocked that one.
Audrey's got to know where she is there a little bit. No Toon's behind her. Take one dribble, shoot the reverse layup. She could have had that.
55 and 9/10 seconds left. 52-46 Bloomfield. Off the inbounds, it comes into Moon. Top of the key to Blanton. Works it around now to Powell.
Shoot it.
Haley jumps it off to Gherkin. 3 on the way. Oh, would not go. And the rebound pulled out of there by Nicole Kilser. And Orleans is going to need to foul. Yes.
Well, I said earlier, I thought if we were going to win the game, we're going to have Jackie maybe make a couple of those. I thought she could get them off. That was a good look. She was lined it up, had her feet set, just came up short.
Nicole Kilser has not scored tonight, but she has played a great floor game. And that one is no good.
Yeah, she's had 8 rebounds, and she's got several block shots. As their overall length, if the Cardinals were able to win the game, will be the reason why.
Second free throw is good, so she gets 1 out of 2, and now it's a 3-possession game, 53-46 with 43 seconds to go. Now it's almost imperative Orleans scores here. Elrod works it in low to Moon. Sidney tries to go down to the corner to Powell, and it was kicked out of bounds. Again, on 2 different occasions, Orleans down by 17, clawed their way back, got it to within 6 twice, and just have not been able to get any closer. Off the inbounds, it comes into Powell. Off now to Blanton, long 3, would not go. Tune the rebound, and that may be the last gasp here for the Lady Bulldogs. As we're down to the 22 seconds to go, and now Jack Gherkin comes out and fouls Nicole Kilser. For Jacqueline, her 3rd, and Kilser can put some more icing on the cake here with 21 and 7/10 seconds. But got to like the effort here tonight, Kevin, as the first free throw is a little long. Keep in mind, Orleans did play last night. You wonder how their legs are right now.
You can be tired when you're 44 and going to work every day.
Yeah.
You don't need to be tired when you're 17. I don't think fatigue had anything to do with it. I think the Cardinals' overall size and length will end up being the difference in the game. Although we showed a lot of competitive spirit, a lot of extra skill. Still going to be a good year for the Dogs, no doubt.
Powell tried a 3, missed it. Sidney Moon, the rebound, jumps it off to Gherkin. 3 on the way by Jack. There's an air ball. Put back up by Elrod, no good. 4 seconds left to go. 3, 2, into the front court comes Shelton. The final buzzer sound. And the comeback attempt for Orleans. Again, down by as many as 17 in each half, and each time they cut it as far as 6, but could not get over the hump. And now a classy move here by Ron Knapp. He comes over and shakes the hand of Sheridan Robbins, and obviously congratulating her on a terrific effort. And indeed, Sheridan, again, showing so many flashes of brilliance here tonight.
I don't know. He may be telling her about some farmland over there in Bloomfield somewhere south of the high school. I don't know.
But Malia Toon and Kylie Shelton, a little bit too much for the Lady Cardinals here, or for Orleans tonight, as the Lady Cardinals improved to 3-1. And They send Orleans to their first defeat in the 2018-19 campaign. We'll be back to recap all of tonight's action in a moment. The final score here this evening on the Busick Insurance scoreboard from the Doghouse in Orleans. It was the Bloomfield Lady Cardinals 54 and the Orleans Lady Bulldogs 46. You're listening to Orleans Girls Basketball.
Are you on our VIP list? If you're not, you should be. Hi, I'm JC Watson with Super Clean Car Wash. By texting the word Super Clean to 31996, you can join our list to receive exclusive text offers for our car wash. Every so often, we will text you an offer code that can be used at any of our 4 convenient locations. Visit us today in Orleans, Bedford, Jasper, and Salem. Super Clean Car Wash. It's not clean till it's super clean.
You've worked hard to build and protect your estate throughout your lifetime. Enjoy the confidence that comes from knowing all you've worked for may be preserved for your heirs. Please call Jamie Sullivan, Senior Vice President of Investments of Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James, located in Mitchell at 849-2670. Jamie can help design a comprehensive plan suited for your family's future financial needs. Call Jamie Sullivan today at 849-2670. Raymond James and Associates Incorporated, member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC.
Don't think your old furnace can take another winter? Tired of piling on the sweaters and blankets just to stay warm? Pipe Dreams Incorporated in Bedford to the rescue. Owner Nick Blanton and his staff at Pipe Dreams are ready to install for you a new energy-efficient Rudd furnace. They'll come out and give you a free estimate and determine what unit will work best for you, and then help you choose the right plan, including financing options. Make your home a comfortable place to live again with a new furnace from Pipe Dreams Incorporated. Your Rudd Heating and Cooling dealer in Bedford. Call 279-9594.
When it comes to buying insurance, you want a company that will take the guesswork out of finding the proper coverage at premiums that are affordable. At the Busick Insurance Agency in Orleans, your auto owner's agent, they'll work with you to determine the right amount of coverage. To get the best protection for home, health, auto, life, and business, call Patton or Brett Busick or Josh Crocker or Richard Grace at the Busick Insurance Agency, your auto owner's agent on East Jefferson Street in Orleans at 865-2626. Busick Insurance, a proud supporter of Orleans Bulldog sports.
Before we start our post-game activities from the Doghouse in Orleans, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Orleans Girls Basketball.
Your home of IU and high school sports in the Valley. WFLQ, French Lick, Indiana.
Mike Ambleton along with Kevin Terrell back at the Doghouse, where Orleans suffers their first defeat of the season as Bloomfield gets the better of them here tonight, winning by 8. 54-46 on the Busick Insurance scoreboard, but Bloomfield a two-headed monster of sorts here as the pair of Malia Toon and Kylie Shelton getting the job done here tonight on both ends of the floor as Bloomfield improves to 3-1 on the campaign.
Just a good performance by Bloomfield, I thought. Their length, their overall size was a major factor, and I thought they really bothered us, especially early in the game, getting shots around the rim, a lot of block shots, a lot of tip balls, a lot of things that kept us from finishing inside. I thought in general that was the difference, that of course, and their outstanding player Malia Toon. When the game got close and things got queasy down there on the Bloomfield bench, they were able to just spread it out, let Toon go one-on-one, and she delivered for them when the game was on the line. 6 big points there off the dribble drive to her right. We just couldn't stop her when we had to do it. Ends up being the difference in the game.
Bloomfield left the door open, though, in that fourth quarter. Did not shoot particularly well. Didn't take a lot of shots, but they were only 4 out of 9 at the free throw line. And again, there were a couple of opportunities. I remember one situation where Orleans down 6, had possession of the basketball, didn't get any points out of it, and hopefully those things will change. Now, obviously, Bloomfield is not Crothersville, but Orleans was able to come back, so they still had to have that mentality that, yeah, we can get all the way back in this game. They just maybe ran out of time.
Yeah, it could be like that. It could be a little bit of too much of a mountain to climb against this caliber of an opponent. And again, I think we just got to be able to make more plays. Essentially, we had a lot of turnovers tonight, but we didn't convert them necessarily. I thought the Cardinals did a good job of having us scouted. They had a good game plan against Sheridan Robbins. Didn't always take advantage of the things that we could have taken advantage of. Some of those high post things we thought up here that they were leaving open. But overall, though, I thought it was a competitive, good game, you might say. The Cardinals just a little bit the more experienced, more talented team, perhaps, definitely the bigger team, and a team that's used to winning in big moments, big spots. I thought their winning pedigree really showed through.
Let's take a look at the scoring in the contest. For Bloomfield, they're now 3-1 on the year, 1-0 away from home. This was actually their first trip away from the confines of Guy Glover Gymnasium, and they'll be back on the road again tomorrow night in Bicknell to take on the Warriors of North Knox. 3 players in double figures, led by Malia Toon. She had 22, and she spread them out pretty well. 5 in the first quarter, 7 in the second. She was held to just 2 points in the third, but exploded for 8 more in the fourth to help her team hold off a hard-charging Orleans team. Kylie Shelton, she finished with 12 in the contest despite not scoring in the fourth quarter. Kayla Pinnick, a big game for Bloomfield, as she had 10. Those were the 3 double-figure scores. Off the bench, Katie Small chipped in with 6, and then they got 2 each from Hannah Walls and from Nicole Kilzer. Only Violetta Crespo-Martinez, who saw action, did not score for the Lady Cardinals, who have now won 3 in a row. For Orleans, Jared Gilbert uses 6. All 6 of them scored 2 players in double figures, led by Sheridan Robbins. She had 15 of the contest tonight. 2 of her 4 field goals were triples, and she converted 5 of her 6 foul shots. The one that I thought was kind of the unsung hero tonight for Orleans, Kevin, was Audrey Elrod. She had 7 of her 13 points there in the fourth quarter, including a big 3, knocked down all 4 of her free throws, and finished with 13 points. And I think Orleans is going to have a lot of success if they get those kind of numbers out of Audrey Elrod.
Yeah, she's going to have to continue to be a third scorer. They've been getting points from Powell and Robbins pretty much every night, but they're going to need a third person to produce enough points to beat some of these higher quality teams on the schedule. Tonight, Audrey kind of had a coming out party for her offensive abilities. We'll see if she can continue to do that as the season goes on.
Haley Powell finished with 9 points in the contest. They got 4 from Jack Durkin, 3 off the bench. Peyton Blanton hit a 3 late in that fourth quarter to keep Orleans close. And the other 2 points, a third quarter field goal by Sydney Moon. So again, Sheridan Robbins 15, Audrey Elrod 13 to pace Orleans. They're now 3-1 on the year, now 1-1 here at home as they head back out on the road on Monday, heading down to New Albany to take on Christian Academy. It was 19-10 Bloomfield after 1, 32-21 Lady Cardinals at halftime. Led by 12 did Bloomfield after 3, 44-32. And they go on to take this one here tonight on the Busick Insurance scoreboard at 54-46. We'll take a quick break and continue with more of our post-game activities, including a chat with Orleans girls coach Jared Gilbert. That follows these words. This is Orleans girls basketball.
Hall Brothers Transportation in Orleans, a name that has stood for dependability for many years, is proud to continue their support of the Orleans Bulldogs and to the many events and activities of the school and the community as well. They realize the importance athletics have on our young people in building character and to adults in experiencing the thrill of high school sports. Hall Brothers Transportation has been serving the shipping needs of much of the Midwest, providing the link to keep businesses strong and our area's economy growing.
Hall Brothers Transportation, Highway 37 in Orleans, serving the area since 1979.
Orange County REMC is now offering you affordable protection for your home. Home security systems are available for members and non-members and will provide protection from fire, carbon monoxide, and theft. These systems are continuously monitored, so you'll have a peace of mind whether you're at home, work, or on vacation. You might even qualify for a discount on your homeowner's premium. Packages starting at $199 with monitoring starting at $24.95. For more information on these home services, call Orange County REMC at 812-865-2229.
Back again at Orleans High School, where the Lady Bulldogs fall tonight to Bloomfield by a final count of 54-46. Joining us now is head coach Jared Gilbert. And coach, gotta love the fight in these kids. Twice you got down by as many as 17. Twice you cut it to within 6. And as they say down in Valley in that state finals game, we didn't lose the game. We just ran out of time.
That's kind of how we felt, really.
Hang on a second. We'll get our. There we go. Go ahead.
We really, I thought, battled hard tonight. We got in a hole that we definitely wanted to not get in there early on in the game. And Bloomfield, I knew coming in, they're such a hard team to score against, and their matchup zones difficult to play against. And then they went man, and their man's pretty good too. So we were struggling a little bit with just kind of filling it out and finding ways to score, and we wanted to attack it. At times we attacked it when we shouldn't have, and some of the shots that we feel pretty good about just didn't go down for us. And before you knew it, we were in a little bit of a hole. But right before the half, I felt like we battled back. We came out in the third quarter and triangle them two. I thought caused them a little bit of trouble, just kind of confused them a little bit, and we turned them over a few times, and we made a few runs at them. So I told the girls, I'm proud of you and the effort and how hard you battled back, because there's a couple times they almost had us knocked out, but we didn't just quite fall, and we continued to battle all the way till the end. So I told them, as long as we do that, we can live with the results, and as long as we do that, we'll get our share of wins also.
Obviously, I thought the beginning of the game, the 19-10 spurt at the start of through the first quarter, they also out-rebounded you. I had 9-1 in that first quarter. They kind of just put you on your heels, and they kind of determined how the rest of the game was being played. You spent the entire night having to play uphill.
Right, yeah, it was. And we knew we wanted to, obviously, that not to happen, but we knew they were capable of that. And once you put yourself in that hole against a good team like that, you're fighting an uphill battle the rest of the game. And I thought we played more physical, though, like we had to the second half, and gave ourselves an opportunity. So to our kids' credit, I thought they stepped up and grew up a little bit tonight and realized what it takes to beat a good team. And, obviously the start, and looking back, it definitely hurt us.
The length of Bloomfield, playing with so many 5'10", 6-foot type of kids, I thought early on especially was a major factor. You guys some shots were challenged, were a little bit more difficult to take. I thought they recovered to your shooters a little bit faster. Kids with slower releases couldn't quite get them off, but they did a good job getting their hand above the ball. And then you had a lot of shots blocked there, especially a whole bunch in a flurry there.
Yeah, I mean, it was, the Toon girl she changes the whole game. I thought when she went out with her second foul, we could actually run some stuff and get some stuff. But when she's in the game, taking up the space that she takes up, and the defensive player that she is, she's just a load in there, and it's hard to get by her, and it's hard to get much done. And she changes definitely the type of team that they are and what they can do with their defense. And they're definitely a very good team, and kind of starts with her, but they have a lot of good role players as well.
I thought it was an interesting tactical game, really from both of you guys' standpoint. You tried the 2-2-1. You obviously thought coming in the game you could apply some pressure. Didn't particularly work. They had a good job of getting two people back and throwing over the top of it. On the other hand, they were trying to mix it and match them with you. They face-guarded Sheridan out of their man-to-man. They did some stuff. They played their 2-3 the start of both halves. It wasn't overly effective. Early on, you guys missed some makeable shots. Later on, you hit them and got some things out of that. They played some junk against you. You played some junk against them. Kind of an interesting game that can kind of preview what it might be later on in tournament time.
Right, and that's kind of how we looked at this. We talked all week about, being 3 games in a week, kind of like a sectional would be, and we looked at this as our championship, and we wanted to do anything we could do to try to give ourselves a chance to win this game. And we knew our kids, they were gassed, and they were struggling a little bit, but they fought through that and kept battling, and it was similar to what a sectional championship game would be like. And both teams doing whatever they have to do to try to win the game, and they just made enough plays to get it done tonight. And hopefully we learn from this, and by the end of the year we can compete with teams like this and find ways to win.
Coach Sheridan Robbins, another terrific effort, and certainly before all is said and done, she's going to be one of the better players to ever put on an Orleans uniform. But do you feel like perhaps at times, instead of maybe letting the game come to her, she might force things? And again, is that just something that she's going to learn over time?
Yeah, man, she's a sophomore and she's constantly learning. But she's never lacks effort. She's going to put in as much time as anyone to do those things. And yeah, I mean, there's times when she needs to not, see the floor and not maybe drive and look for the pass and kick out. And sometimes we want her just to pull up and shoot that jump shot. She shoots it so well that sometimes she may take a dribble or two into the defense that she doesn't really have to. And those are things that she's constantly learning, and she'll improve on as the year goes on and as her career goes on. But she's definitely she's a heck of a player, and she works hard at it, and she'll keep improving, like hopefully our team does throughout the year.
And it's interesting at this point because you play AAU games, you play games when you're in middle school. No one scouts you, no one knows who you are, and you can do whatever move you want.
Right.
She's really fallen in love with that spin move.
Yeah.
Well, tonight she faced a team, the well-coached team, and Coach Knapp. They were prepared and ready for every time she spun. They had a second defender there. They stripped her a couple times, got an offensive foul or two.
Yeah.
So now she's going to have to make that adjustment, and it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Right, yeah. I mean, they knew what we were doing. They were here last night, actually, and they saw us play. So, they're against good teams. I mean, she's going to see a lot of different defenses that's going to try to take her away, and she does sometimes just have to let the game come to her and not force things, and she's got to rely on her teammates, and I think she's learning that and understanding that. But
I liked her up here tonight a couple tough times. She set a nice screen herself.
Right.
And especially when they're in their junkie, hit a three on the right wing there later in the game. She set a ball screen for, I think it was Elrod, and they didn't have anybody to go out on her. Sometimes I think maybe that can help her too, get her involved in the screen actions, kind of get the defenders off of her. They, make them think about twice about how they want to defend her.
Right, and that's one thing she does a pretty good job of, is moving when she doesn't have the basketball. She's always looking to cut and screen, and she's constantly looking to do something. And sometimes you see us out there and we're just kind of watching the plays and not moving. And when we do, like at the end of the game, I felt like we were doing a good job of cutting and moving. They were having a hard time guarding us, and a lot of that was just the movement that we were doing. So, that's the key, and with her or with any of them really, that they were continuing to look to screen and then open back up and look for those at the screener a lot of times. So,
Coach, among others, I thought Audrey Elrod had a solid effort tonight.
Audrey's playing well. She's stepping up. She's improved her shot this year, and she's confident in hitting that shot. We're playing her outside a little more than she has in the past, and a lot of it has to do with her ability to shoot the basketball. And she's making free throws. She's doing what we hoped that she would do this year. This is her fourth year playing varsity basketball. She's a heck of a player and plays hard, and usually gets the one of the best defenders on the other team. And tonight it was a toss-up between their two good. They had two that we really didn't know, the Shelton girl and the Toon girl, but she did a pretty good job on Shelton, and we knew that we were going to have whoever guarded Toon was going to be a mismatch, and we struggled obviously slowing her down a little bit.
And the only other observation that I made was the good news is you turned them over 19 times tonight, but did you feel like you maybe didn't quite cash in as much as you would have liked on those opportunities?
Yeah, you go back and look at a lot of the missed opportunities we had. I mean, there's 2, 3, 4 layups I can just think of right off the top of my head that just point blank, basically wide open layups we didn't finish. And you look at an 8-point game and you think, man, we would like to have those back. And that's one of the things that we got to continue to work on, is finishing around the rim. And sometimes that's the way they go and they don't fall. But it was definitely, looking back, one of those things that could have changed maybe a little bit of the game and how it was played if we could have made some of those, even some of the shots we took, which I thought were good shots. They just kind of rolled in and out, a few of them. That's the way it goes sometimes. You got to find other ways to try to stay in the game and find a ways to win.
But hey, it's early in the season,
That's
and the nice thing is these kind of things have a nice way of working themselves out.
Oh yeah, it is early, and like I told the girls, it's one of the things, everybody wants to go undefeated, but that's not very likely for too many people in the state. So sometimes you're going to lose these games that could go either way, and hopefully we win our share of them. But I like the way we're battling. I like how hard we're playing, and we just got to continue to look to get better and improve in some areas, and hopefully we'll get our share of these close wins.
I don't think there's any doubt that will come at some point. Coach, before we let you go, quick thought about Christian Academy coming up here on Monday night.
Well, Christian Academy is a team that, they lost quite a bit from last year, and looking at their record and watching them play, they've struggled a little bit here out of the gate. But, they have some girls that battle in there, and they'll play hard, and it's one of those teams that, not having won a game, they're going to be looking to do anything they can to try to get in the win column, so they're going to throw everything they can at us, and, I think a lot of it has to do with us and our mental, focus, and if we have that, I like our chances to go down there and play hard and hopefully get a win before Thanksgiving.
All right, Coach, thanks for the visit. Tough one here tonight, but I'm sure the kids will bounce back. At least they're going to they'll probably practice tomorrow, but at least have a couple of days off before they're back in. None of this NBA grueling schedule or anything.
Yeah, those are always tough, but hey, like we said, it's good practice for us, and good conditioning for us. So hopefully we learn from it, and later towards February we're hopefully prepared for it.
That's when it all counts.
Yep.
All righty, Coach, thanks for the visit.
All right,
see you on Monday.
You. Appreciate it.
That is the head coach of the Orleans Bulldogs, Jared Gilbert, joining us after the contest here tonight as Bloomfield holds off his Lady Dogs by 8, 54-46. Let's look at some of the numbers in the contest. For Bloomfield, they shot very, very well, to say the least. 57% for the game on 20 out of 35, even better from two-point range, 18 out of 30, that's 60%. Didn't take a lot of threes, 5, hit 2 of those for 40%. So again, Bloomfield showing that they are a very solid, experienced team. They were doing well at the free throw line, 73% through 3 quarters. They were just 4 of 9 of the fourth quarter, opening the door a little bit for Orleans, but the Lady Bulldogs were not able to slip all the way through. They got 30 rebounds tonight, 5 off the offensive glass, and as we said, they turned it over 19 times in the contest, 7 more than what Orleans had. We'll go over their numbers here in just a moment. 7 assists on their 20 baskets. Leading the way in that was Nicole Kilzer with 3. They had 8 blocked shots tonight. Malia Toon and Kylie Shelton each had 3 rejections, 8 steals in the contest. Kylie Shelton had 6 of those. 38, a whopping 38 points in the paint tonight, Kevin, for this Bloomfield team. And when you're that close around the basket, yeah, that's understandable why they shot 57%.
Yeah, they got good shots. They made them. They were able to score on the high post for the basket cuts. They were able to score against our press. They went in and finished the shots around the rim, and then when they had to have it, Malia Toon went to her right hand. Very predictable, I thought. She was pretty much going that way, and we just could not figure out a way to stop her from getting to her strong hand. And when she got in there, she finished. She didn't miss. So that's why teams win. Why teams win 3 sectionals in a row like the Cardinals have. Malia Toon and some of her senior teammates have never lost a sectional game, and you see why that they've had such a good record these last 3 years, because when it comes down to winning time, they make winning plays, and that's what they continue to do tonight. They didn't play great by any stretch. Orleans was very, very competitive. In fact, we outscored Bloomfield by 1 point if you eliminate the first quarter. But the Cardinals came out ready to play on the road, got a 9-point lead, kind of hit us in the mouth. We staggered. We recovered to some degree, but couldn't come all the way back.
Bloomfield had 4 points off turnovers. They also had 17 fast break points tonight, so they used their quickness and got out on the break when the opportunity presented itself.
Yeah, we missed some threes early. I thought they did a good job of taking advantage of it. Some of those fast break points were, kind of against our full court pressure. I thought they had a great plan against our 2-2-1. I'm wondering if later in the year maybe Coach Gilbert will have a couple different presses in there. He can say, all right, that press isn't working, so I'll go to more of a diamond-type pressure and maybe try to trap the ball further up the floor. But the Cardinals were just well prepared for what Orleans does, and that's why they're a championship pedigreed ball club. The ability to adapt quickly, have a plan, and the kids go out and execute it. That's why they win. That's why they won the night.
Orleans tonight just 31% on 15 out of 48. So they took 13 more shots but made 5 fewer field goals.
Yeah, I thought Bloomfield's length was a major factor in that. Coach Gilbert talked about missing shots around the rim, but we had to shoot up over the top of contested people in there, as the Cardinals did a good job for the most part of keeping a body in front of us and making us take shots either over them or around them to try to get the shot off, and we just weren't able to convert them as easily. Also, they had a lot of block shots, especially earlier in the game, as we just didn't adjust to their long arms very well at all, I thought. And I thought those block shots often led to breakout points as well.
Right. 8 blocks, as I said earlier, for Bloomfield, none for Orleans. So Lady Bulldogs 4 of 15 from three-point land. That's 27%, as we said, 31% overall. 15 out of 48. Did a nice job at the foul line, though, where they were 12 out of 16 for 75%. Again, though, they lost the battle of the boards by 10. They did have 8 of their 20 rebounds off of the offensive glass. Did commit 7 fewer turnovers, just 12 tonight for Orleans. 7 assists on their 15 baskets. Audrey Elrod and Haley Powell, 2 each. 2 steals, both of those by Haley Powell, but again, no points off turnovers and just 2 fast break points, making it tough for Orleans here tonight. There was 2 ties at 2 and again at 4, and just 1 lead change. That was a basket by Kayla Pinnock that put Bloomfield up 6-4, started a 6-0 run, and that was another thing. The Lady Cardinals had several runs in the ball game. They had a 6-0 run over the middle stages of the first quarter. They closed the second quarter on a 1-0 run, would get 3 points in quarter to make it a 10-0 run. They had another 8-0 run later in that second quarter, and then when they got their second 17-point lead of the contest, they had a 6-0 run there, and then after Orleans got to within 6 at 44-38, another 7-0 run by Bloomfield, really for the most part put it out of reach. That stretched the Bloomfield lead up to 13, and Orleans was not able to get closer than 6 again the rest of the way. So certainly a learning opportunity for this Orleans team, and you hear coaches say this is where we'd like to be, talking about another team, and Bloomfield certainly, not to say that Orleans cannot beat Bloomfield, that's certainly very possible, but you got to like what this Bloomfield team did tonight, and they seem to be more of the team in mid-season form.
Yeah, the Cardinals are more experienced. They're used to winning. I thought their winning pedigree mattered. They played like a team that expects to win. And Orleans, I thought early in the game, played like a team that's hoping to win, trying to win, doesn't necessarily understand how to do it. The Cardinals, I thought, knew how to win. They knew how to beat the press. They knew how to get the ball to their best player when things were going haywire a little bit. They knew how to deliver the basketball and finish plays around inside. They knew how to take advantage of our mistakes. I thought whenever we made a serious mistake or missed a shot right around the rim that we should convert, they immediately took the ball right off the glass and went down and scored it themselves. They just did what winning teams do. They understand how to get the job done, and the Cardinals did that tonight. Hopefully we'll be there in a year or two. Maybe we'll be here in just a few months. We'll see. Nothing you can do about it except just lick your wounds tonight, have a good practice tomorrow, and get ready for the Christian Academy Lady Warriors on Monday night.
I was going to say, there's nothing like helping you forget a previous game than your next ball game, and I have a feeling, based on a couple of early scores, the Lady Bulldogs ought to have a lot of fun heading down to New Albany on Monday night.
Yeah, we'll be favored in that game, no question. We were actually favored tonight by 1 by the computer. Didn't work out that way, but I think there's still good things in our future here for the Orleans basketball program. We just got to continue to fight through it. Things get better, learn from our mistake. I think the film will be interesting. I'm particularly interested for Sheridan to watch the film, kind of see what teams are starting to do to her a little bit. She came off the injury last year. Teams didn't really know who she was as a freshman. Now they've had all that last year's tape to watch. They've got tape on her this year. This team definitely had a strategy for her. They played that spin move. They were able to contest her. They had a plan. They executed it, bothered her a bit. Now we'll see if she can make the adjustment, because coaches love to copy each other. People see what Ron Nepp did tonight. They'll watch that tape and go, all right, this is what Nepp did. This is what we should do. Play her for the spin. Be ready. So now we'll see what adjustments she can make. That's the beauty of basketball, the beauty of coaching. See how it goes the rest of the year.
All right, So, again, the final here tonight, 54-46, as Bloomfield takes out the Lady Bulldogs here tonight. Bloomfield now 3-1 on the year, 1-0 away from home as they have won 3 straight. Paced again by their 1,000-point scorer in school history, Malia Toon, who had 22, Kylie Shelton 12, Kayla Pinnock had 10. Orleans suffering their first defeat of the year. They're now 3-1 on the year, 1-1 here at the friendly confines of the Doghouse, having their 3-game streak snapped. 2 double-figure scores tonight. Sheridan Robbins with 15, and Audrey Elrod had 13 in the contest. Bloomfield back in action again tomorrow. They will be at North Knox, while Orleans is off until Monday night when they head down to New Albany to take on Christian Academy. We'll be close to that tomorrow. We'll be in Sellersburg as the Springs Valley Lady Hawks, who have never lost to Rock Creek Academy, will put that string on the line.
15-0, I believe we are against the Rock Creek Ball Club, and we'll see if we can make it number 16 tomorrow by beating them. I'm kind of jealous of the Cardinals, though. They'll be in Bicknell, the big town of Bicknell, to take on North Knox. If they're smart, they're fans, if they're listening to us on the way home, you need to know, where you need to go, Bloomfield fans. You need to make a trip to Jimbo's Pizza, some of the best pizza in all of the southern Indiana, right there about a mile or so right down from the school. How can you get much better than that? Jimbo's Pizza, that's a great place to be, but we won't be there. We will instead be headed toward the river to take on Rock Creek with our Springs Valley broadcast starting at about 1:15 or so tomorrow.
Need to talk to either AD Jason Russell at Valley or April Saliba here at Orleans. Get North Knox on the schedule.
It's a long trip, but man, Jimbo's, the only one that's play them on a Saturday, so you can head down to Jimbo's for a afternoon trip to the pizzeria. You know, many years played the sectional at Bicknell, spent many a time in that gym, heading all the way down. North Knox also the home of one of the best hospitality rooms in the business, too. So always fun to go down to Bicknell. The Cardinals get to do that tomorrow. You and I, though, will be headed to Sellersburg for Rock Creek.
All righty.
I'm sure there'll be some great restaurant you and I can eat at, though, on the way home.
We'll find something.
I'm sure you'll take care of me as the crack staff, the leader of WFLQ Sports. I'm sure you'll take care of me, and I'll be well fed.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Well, as always, we're grateful to our many advertisers who have allowed us to bring this game into your home, car, business, wherever you might be tuning in, and we're especially appreciative of the cooperation we've received from our participating schools, so we send a thank you to the administration and coaches for both Orleans and Bloomfield High Schools. By the way, JV action tonight, Bloomfield takes that one as well as they defeat the B-teamers for Orleans 42-34. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast as much as it has been our pleasure and privilege to bring it to you, and we'll be back with us. Our next broadcast coming up tomorrow afternoon as the Springs Valley Lady Blackhawks will travel to Sellersburg to take on the Lady Lions of Rock Creek Academy. 1:30 the scheduled tip. Our broadcast coverage at 1:15. We'll follow that up with IU football as the Hoosiers taking on the mighty Michigan Wolverines. We'll also have IU basketball as the Hoosiers, fresh off their solid victory over Marquette on Wednesday night, head down to Arkansas to take on the Hogs, the Razorbacks, whatever you want to call them. Yeah.
Oh, you want to do that one again?
Yeah, go
Woo, Pig Suey.
Okay.
That's what they'll be yelling at the Hoosier Shooters tomorrow from, I think it was Lloyd Walton Arena down there at Arkansas. That used to be the side of the tremendous teams Nolan Richardson had. Before that, Eddie Sutton had Arkansas rolling. I don't think they'll be quite as strong tomorrow under Mike Anderson, but we'll see how the Hoosiers can handle against the full-court pressure and the athleticism that the Razorbacks will throw out at them.
All right. That's in Fayetteville, isn't it? Okay. Got my city right. All right. At any rate, our next broadcast of Orleans girls basketball will be on Monday night, as Kevin and I will be down in New Albany as we head to Christian Academy High School as the Lady Dogs take on the Lady Warriors. That'll be a varsity-only contest at 6:30. Our broadcast coverage to begin at about 6:15. For our studio engineer this evening, Adam Hull, our statistician for tonight's contest, and good to have her back, and hopefully for a few more, McKenna Purley. And for Kevin Terrell, this is Mike Hamilton, bidding you a fond and pleasant farewell from the Doghouse in Orleans, where tonight's final score on the Busick Insurance scoreboard was the Bloomfield Lady Cardinals 54, the Orleans Lady Bulldogs 46. This is Orleans girls basketball.
WFLQ thanks you for listening to tonight's presentation of Lady Bulldog Basketball. It's been brought to you by Busick Insurance in Orleans for home, farm, health, auto, life, and business. Call 865-2626. Hall Brothers Transportation in Orleans, meeting the shipping needs of the area for more than 3 decades. Super Clean Car Wash, Maple Street, Orleans. Pipe Dreams Incorporated in Bedford. Call 279-9594. Sullivan Financial, Raymond James and Associates Investments, Highway 60 and 9th Street in Mitchell. And by Orange County REMC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, 865-2229. High school basketball, a presentation of Q100 Sports. You can best show your appreciation for this broadcast by telling and patronizing our sponsors. You're listening to your power station for sports, Q100 WFLQ, French Lick.